All it does is call. And when you hear it, then it's up to you to act. Know your limits and come back for them later. Forget yesterday and tomorrow. Be here now. Drive to the edge of the map and then drive further.
Are you thinking of selling your home? We have buyers ready to go. Mr. and Mrs. H are looking for a 2 to 3 bedroom home in the northern suburbs. They would love a lock-up garage and a fairly level block. They have up to $550,000 to spend. If your home fits that description, call me, Alison Rogers at EIS Property.
Come on, Kyle, harden up, mate.
Bit dusty there, buddy.
Hot down, pal. Looks like it's your lucky day, but
Bisley Workwear. We've got you covered.
In today's world of self-service, it's nice to know that there's still a place where you can sit back and relax. Bennett's Driveway Service, now at Snug, Lerner Valley and Sandy Bay. For more than 40 years, Bennett's Petroleum has been there for all Tasmanians.
All it does is call. And when you hear it, then it's up to you to act. Know your limits and come back for them later. Forget yesterday and tomorrow. Be here now. Drive to the edge of the map and then drive further.
Well, welcome to the map. Tubes Taylor live here from Abbotsfield Park for the big round 9 match between Claremont and Brighton, and I'm joined by my man on the ground, Peach Roberts, all the way from Longney. Thanks for coming.
Mate, smell the grass. There it is. It's smelling. It's September grass, Tubes. And we've got a week out from finals, although these two teams have a fair bit to play for. Next year is all about footy as well for them. Luke Potter's got a fair bit of decision-making for him, and Byron Howe's had a busy year, particularly with the tribunal.
Yeah, it's been a great season of SFL footy, Peach. And who's your tip for the grand final?
I reckon Signet might find their mojo late in the year and might surprise. It could be an all-Huonville grand final. And I reckon Russell Young might have thought it might have been down the Huon Valley up until about 2 days ago with the crowd numbers. But I reckon now we'll probably see that back in North Hobart with 1,000 people, which is really great.
Yeah, great to see 1,000 people at the games for next week's finals, Peach. Who are you tipping today, mate?
Yeah, I really like to see Brighton. I think they've been pretty good through the midfield. They've got enough players. Ferg, we love our big Ferg, don't we? Enough good users. Collins and that in the middle of the ground. I think they'll get the win over probably a bit of an inexperienced Claremont side today.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to watching Alex Blair run around as well today, Peach. So we'll cut to the action now, live here from Abbotsfield Park. It's round 9 action, live here on Duff TV. Well, there we go, Peach. Round 9 action about to get underway here live from Abbotsfield Oval. There's the Claremont side up on screen. What are your thoughts, mate?
Oh, it's great to be back in the van. The band is back together. You and me, pots and pans, number 1 in Tassie, and Martin Duffy on top. Perch, he was perched a few weeks ago over on the balcony, I believe, because it was the southerly was blowing through, but today he's on top of the band. So looking forward, because we enjoy both these teams. Claremont You know, they've got so many nice footballers, although they're sitting 0 wins this year, but there's probably a dozen top quality footballers in their side. And here's this Brighton side. You know, a lot of the reserves players from last year and now come through again this year. So they're a tight group, I reckon. The Brighton team.
Absolutely, Peach. A couple of outs from that list that you see on screen. Joe Randall, Josh Nuss and Patrick Vowder out. Kobe McCauley, Kelvin Richards and Lee Thompson come in for Brighton. I'm really excited about this game, Peach. Despite it being a bit of a dead rubber, last place on the ladder is up for grabs. So whoever loses today, if Clermont can win by a fair amount, it pushes Brighton back down the ladder onto the bottom.
No, I don't think Brighton can get bottom, can they? I think,
we got the ladder there, Gero?
I think there are 2 wins in front.
Let's have a look. No, I beg your pardon.
However,
it's Sorrell at the bottom. There you go.
However, Clermont have to win by a bucket load. I do think there's a bit to play for both these sides. I mean, you kind of want to finish off the season with a bit of finesse, but there's also, they're looking at next year already. I mean, people are talking about contracts. I know that I work in the footy business, and a lot of discussion around who's playing where next year already, and that's been happening for a couple of weeks. So you either want to play well, or maybe you're setting yourself up for a move next year. Salary cap coming in, so the nuance of that might change, but it's going to be an interesting one going forward.
No, it'll be very, very interesting as the boys get ready to go. A couple of players to watch from Claremont out there. Jackie Cross and the captain's ready to go. Luke Potter, we know and love him here at Duff TV. Of course, Corey Jetson can put the Jets on. Scott Jones, as well as Braden Barwick, who are back after a little bit. As we see the man on screen about to go up in the ruck. That is, of course, William Leach medalist Mitch Walker. About to get underway here at Abbotsfield Oval. It is Clermont versus Brighton, round 9 action on SFL Footy, Duff TV, live streaming across the globe. Out the ball comes to the far wing. A bit of a throw there came out from Johnston. He got it out to Millhouse. Millhouse goes deep inside forward 50 for the first time, and coming across the bush ranger there, Aaron Percy takes a mark in the back pocket.
Yeah, nice and 10 on the football there by Percy. Awkward kicking style into his left boot, up to half forward. There's a light bunch of players. There might be a push out here. Collins has got it though, but I feel like it's a Claremont one. Just saw a nudge in front of Collins. So the ball back here. Let's see if they get a build up. There's 3 leads at the moment. I reckon it's going to have to be hoofed up high. It's a wonderful kick. Jones goes past it. Jones misses it. And it's out of bounds.
That was good work down there from Luke Potter, just to work himself under the footy, and a nice long kick in favour of Jones, but unfortunately the boundary line beat him.
We were chatting, Choose, as we were coming up in the Jono's van. Can we mention Jono's?
Yeah.
How much underrated Luke Potter is. He's one of our favourite players, and he can turn it on when needed. He's probably close to the second best hands after Parker maybe in the comp.
Yep, out it comes now. Clermont just shark it. Off for Jones. Jones's handball goes out to a player wider, and working the front position beautifully there was Potter. He's not happy with the treatment he got from Collis, and he'll go back and have a shot at goal from 50 out. Beautiful piece of work there from the coach, Luke Potter. Just a good bit of body work. Collis just with his arm, left arm over the right-hand shoulder, left arm shoulder there.
It's probably a little bit late from Collis in the end. He could have got in front and just got his in a better body position, but we know Luke Potter's a good kick.
In he comes. He'll kick from right on that 50-metre mark. It's a beautiful kick off the boot, and he's fired up. Luke Potter, he's got the first of the game. And I tell you what, that's a great start for the Claremont Footy Club.
Well, it's the old adage, isn't it? Play in front, it gives you the best opportunity to actually mark the football. And you'll see, firstly, on this replay, and how good Luke Potter's kick is. We just mentioned right on 50, had no trouble. In fact, he was a step back from 50, and it is a 50-metre circle here at Abbotsfield. It's a big ground.
That's a fair roost, isn't it?
But look at the contact. He's not underrated now. He's got a goal, 1 goal 6. And Clermont are away. So back in the middle of the ground, we've got the quicker pitch with a little bit of netting and a bit of mesh over the top, protecting the players as the ruckers bounce up again. Walker got his hand to it first. Millhouse tried to grab it, just fell over his fingertips. Tackled as he ran. There's a couple of Robins around this, and it's going to be some pace as dashing through his forward. Ford's kick is great. I reckon he thought he had it. Slipped through his fingers. You've got to be concentrating the whole time. Now it's just whacked up high into the air. Underneath that for a long time was Blair. Blair misses it. He might get it back again. Around one. Clever handball. Just chopped off, though, at the last minute by Thompson. And they'll hold it here now, the Robins.
So the Robins through Barker, goes back out to Bangura. He's going into trouble here. That's caught hold in the footy. Braden Barwick.
Indecisive, was he then, Bangura?
Yeah, just a little trap there was the man from Brighton, and Barwick in the right spot sends it down and long. Floating across the front there. That was good work again by Potter. Out it comes for Collis. Collis has kicked it from basically the wet area, and standing underneath it is Ferg Morrison, and he'll take the kick from half-back. On the left half-back flank, his kick is absolute garbage as he drives it up to the wing. They've got the footy out here. Douglas, handball out came to Ford. Ford's short one, looking for a man on the line was Chappell. Out though, Bosworth's kick is out on the full. Good pressure from the Brighton Robins, and that one is, watch this little fella just run straight up the Derwent Highway.
Just see both teams a little bit indecisive at the moment, and maybe that's a bit of an indicative factor of their season, that they're just missing targets, they're just dropping the odd mark and making it a little bit harder. That's
a good kick from Ford, and he goes up towards Blair. Now this guy, he's got the journey here. Needs to go back and kick it, I reckon, Peach.
I reckon he thought he was going to play on, but then he thought, no, I'm on the 50. I might have a little zephyr behind my left shoulder here, which might give it a couple of extra metres here for Blair.
Well, we're in a good spot here in the Duff TV commentary box. Directly behind him. And he comes. It's really close to the man on the mark, and just trying for distance, pulls it to the near side. It's not going to make the journey, and punched across the line for a behind. First score to Brighton on the Jackson Motor Company scoreboard. Clermont 1-6, lead Brighton zip 1-1.
Generally the scoring into the ground down towards the river. The prevailing breeze, but it's a bit later in September than usually. The finals probably would have been played today as per normal, and they're going to work it out this back flank. There's the 45 kick. Green looked, waits, bit indecisive, but now they've got some runners on the outside. A handball over the top would have been useful. Decides not to. Kicks it into that hot spot area at centre half forward. Goes around one way, sneaks around the other to Luke Potter. And then Luke Potter's kick is great. A last bit of defensive work done. Barker off the ground. Potter again, he's had about 8 touches. That one was a handball. Just dancing around, a holding one was Bryant. And the tackle laid on Jones, holding the football.
You know, look to play on here. There's no advantage according to the umpire, so the ball will come back for Douglas. Jackson Douglas from the right half-back flank goes out wide, has a man in Blair. Blair with time. Find himself a little bit too far out from his desired half-forward position. Nice work down there by Joel Millhouse. Trapped here by the Claremont Footy Club. Burrowing in down there is Sam Thomas. And we'll see a ball up.
Sometimes when you work the ball wide, and it is wide ground here, you can get a little lost. That next kick's got to be spot on, and just a couple of times people have entered into that second 45 kick. Hasn't been on the money.
Good ruck contest, one down by Barker. Here it comes out the back. Quick kick around the corner by Green. It'll dribble forward. Chasing the footy down there is Adam Collis. Punched away nicely. Down in the arms of that player there from Claremont. Down forward, Bryant coming out, Barwick rather, coming out to meet the footy. Here's Ferg. He got wrapped up by Barwick. Now Potter with some time. Hot on his hammer there was Lee Thompson. They're spinning out of trouble. There's Jones. Nice tackle laid by Howlett. And we will see a ball up.
Entertaining in many ways. Competitive football here.
Jonesy thought he was caught holding the footy there. Thought it was a free kick.
Gave it away, did he? Collins has given away a free kick, I think. Yeah, he has. So here we'll see the setup. Where's Barwick? So a little lead on from Salter. He's ignored. He looks like he's going back to have a shot.
He's a beautiful kick of the footy.
Well, you did mention earlier, so he's going to settle down here. What, he'd be an extra just outside 50. So I don't reckon this is the pocket or even a flank where it's easy to kick goals, often into a little prevailing breeze. So step inside 50, and there's the kick. It's gone very high. There's a lot of players climbing up, crossing there. And the boundary line is the result out of bounds. So we'll have a ball up contested. There's a nice smattering of people here for the last day of the year. We saw Nathan Brown, the ex-William Leach and former Claremont Premiership star, and some of his mates come in earlier. So there's lots of support here for the Pies in their last game. So throw in. Randall, he got in front position, and Howlett trying to bust his way through the pack. Couldn't find any daylight, and it's going to be another ball up. A lot of players around this. Push and shoving. Salter. Will he get rid of it, Salter? He hasn't. And the only result has to be holding the football. So great defensive work. And once again, you've got to go back and play it over the mark.
That's Howlett that's had a couple of great tackles in that back line. He was not in the side last time we called him out at Brighton, so it's good to see that he's forced his way back into this Robins side. His kick is average, and maybe he'll find himself in the twos next week.
Well, to be fair, I think he's a senior player, generally Howlett.
Yep.
He's probably one of those underrated sort of light-built half-backers who probably plays above his weight.
Stacey with a short one, looking for cross and reading it beautifully, though, is Rossi Randall. Randall sends a right foot kick down towards where it came. There might be a free kick going against Blair here. It'll be Stacey.
Little hands in the back then, it looked like.
Yep. That kick's better, looking for crossing. Dylan Ford finds himself saying who's on him. As that kick goes long, Potter, Morrison does well to create a contest. Howlett goes in for another tackle and holds the man a little too long. It'll be a free kick going to Scott Jones. They play on quickly, and Potter's got his second.
Well, it was unconventional, wasn't it? But they've given a goal. Crossan was just alert then. Interestingly enough, though, to kick from, I should say Potter was alert. Interesting enough here, we're seeing the replay. We'll see this kick here from Crossan. So it was a bit of a nothing kick. He kind of kicked it about 7 or 8 metres from where it needed to be. And at the moment, look at Potter coming from the back. He had 3 players to beat. Free kick kind of happens here for the hold without the football. Potter spins. And kind of think it's unfair sometimes, but you've got to keep playing, don't you? And sometimes if you then laid a bit of a tackle on Potter, it might have actually gone 50 metres, so you don't really have much luck on those occasions for the defending side.
I think Matty Howlett was a little unlucky there too. Just the ball just popped out of Jones's hands, and he had his head down and gave away the free kick. And it comes the back here now for Jack Chappell. Dives on it. A couple of mullets going at it in the Derwin Estuary here, and we'll see a ball up. No, it's a free kick going to Stacey. So caught holding the footy was Chappell. The kick comes long down towards the forwards for the Mont. Out the back here now from Ross Randall into Bangura. His kick goes further afield, looking for a teammate out there. It bounces away from Thomas, and we'll see a ball in.
So once again, some passages of play which have just missed targets. Players maybe running to the wrong spot or a few metres off. So maybe reasons why these two teams are going to fight it out here towards the bottom of the ladder. Coming over the top was Walker. The left boot's okay. Underneath it is Salter. He couldn't quite win the football. Crossan's tackled hard by Pate. Nothing doing there, and we'll have a ball up around 40 metres out here. So early score to Clermont. Brighton have gone forward just the once with authority. Clermont have had most of the play. Potter, did he get hold? Tries to win it again. Howlett, Collins. Hurried kick out. It's a good result though. And the mark taken here in the middle of the ground. Ford, who's always a good user. Up to half forward by Ford. Misses him over the top of Millhouse. And cleaned up here by Byers. But once again, Chappell. Chappell's kick is the old chaos kick, they call it these days. It was certainly a little bit chaotic because he didn't go near any of his teammate. Grant butters up. Grant again. A hurried kick, and there's 2 Robins players, and one of them is Millhouse, who takes another mark. Millhouse has a player short. He also has a player long, and that's his option in the best position as a hold off the ball. And I think it's going to be a free kick here to Green.
I think it'll go the other way, actually.
Right.
It'll go to Nick Barker, rather. So Barker's got a free kick for a contact off the footy.
Okay, a little push out.
Shepherd there from Lucas Green.
Good call by the umpire.
Yep, he saw it best.
He had a smile on his face, the umpire. He's the umpire today. We'll have to have a look at those ones.
Dill Ford there,
yep,
just getting in Nick Barker's ear, saying this is a must kick. Now the big ruckman, it's a long way from the hands down to the old career saver Asics footy boots as he comes in. It's a nice kick off the boot, but the wind just gathers it
there's
there.
that Zephyr over the left shoulder, which is so common here at Abbotsfield Park. You got to know the ground, don't you, Tubes?
You sure do, Peach, as Grant will take the free kick out from full back. Looks long and direct through the middle. That's a good kick, trying to find a teammate in Hassett. Hassett goes back. Little bit of a dinky dye haircut as his kick goes down towards
Is there a name for
Potter,
his
and that's a good mark.
It's a rat's tail on top of the head. That might have its own name.
Potter short and Crossan with strength. And Jack Crossan will go back. That started right at full back, and it was coast-to-coast footy. Only touching 4 hands and then landing in this man's.
Well, I'll tell you what, Potter, Crossan, we mentioned, they've got some good players, Clermont, that have been here for a long time. They're certainly having an influence at the moment.
In he comes. He's not happy with it off the boot. It's just fading to the near side, through for a behind. So on the JMC scoreboard, Clermont 2-1-13, lead Brighton, zip 2-2. It is a 11-point margin.
Jacob Pate brings it in. And he'll have a lot of ball with Randall. Randall goes short. Now that was risky, but it's worked out really well as Thomas came through and just got it in front of his defender, who was hot in his tail. The ruckman again, who was influenced him in a while ago, but Mitchell Walkers, he's playing a good game and loves to play on. Kicking, letting himself down now and again. Snuck back over the top is Salter. He looks for a player behind him. He finds Jones on his left boot. Now there's an opportunity for Mitchell again. Runs in, kicks a stunning goal.
Wow.
The Pies with their second turnover in the middle of the ground when Brighton had the run. And another goal to Claremont. Just gives them a little bit of confidence, but they are kicking with a bit of a breeze at the moment.
Yeah, great work from Claremont. I don't mind Bailey Bester's boots. He's got black socks straight into black on black boots. And they lead now by a handy 17 points with 14 minutes gone on the Jackson Motor Company scoreboard. Good work there by Caden Salter to get the hands free. Quick kick forward by Jones. And smart work by Bailey Bester to kick his first. And put them on up by 17 points. Back in the middle. Clermont would love to get another goal here just to really put a sense of disbelief into this Brighton side. Gee, that ball just eludes the player there, and it's picked up nicely by Blair. His handball came out towards a teammate in Richards. It goes forward. Quick kick off the ground there by the defensive Claremont unit. Millhouse got a handball off. Shrugging away there was Thomas. Handball to a man in pure trouble, and there's a free kick going the way of Claremont here. It'll go to Will Byers.
Got to say my observation.
That's 50 metres too.
Tubes, you've seen Brighton play this year, and I watched that game on television. They're flat at the moment, actually literally flat-footed. They're not running there. They seem to be out of position in some of the contested areas. Well, and when there's a turnover, there's just no movement in their team at the moment.
Yeah, a couple of handballs like this one going to a teammate.
Yeah, once again, he's flat-footed, isn't he? And he was and he shouldn't be the one receiving that handball either, so the structure's wrong.
Handball given off to Barwick, and Barwick goes bang, and that's out on the full, just too far out. How's the little mullet on the boundary umpire too? That's a ripper.
I don't know, that's actually a true mullet, is it? Too much hair on the sides of the head, surely.
Magnificent. So Ford has it now. His kick, a little too much on it. Trying to read the play there was Bosworth. Quick kick up by Stacey, who's been good so far, but the ball lands in an opponent's hands in Hayden. Hayden's kick, again, just misses the mark as that one goes over to Byers. Byers gets pushed in the head here. There's a little bit of stuff off the ball. Getting a little bit angry. That's okay. Little tap up nicely by Percy. That's a push in the back. It'll be Ashland's free kick. Bit of ink work on Phil Ashland there as that one goes out. That's a good kick. Landing in the arms of a teammate. So Jetson. That one's out of bounds.
Strange kick, that one, isn't it? Why you'd have it one, you lead up into that space when you actually had two players on the 45, which is the option often.
That's a mullet. That's
okay.
A beautiful mullet.
And that's no doubt that's a hairdresser effort, I would say.
I like it. I like it. Good work, young man.
Throw in here. And the punching fist of Barker. Spilling out of the fingertips of Bird. Now it's into the forward 50. Just waiting over the back was Bester. And out of bounce. Missed opportunity maybe. Bester looked in a really good position to mark that. Just eluded his hands. So 3-1-19 Brighton, just the two behinds. They've had one set shot on goal. The other one was a little bit more rushed. Claremont looking dangerous with their better players. They're having some significant part in the ground, and that's a bit of a push. And imagine Crosson's given away a free kick. It looked like hands just to the shoulder area. And Brighton off half back here. Randall's got it. So Randall, I'm looking at the options. There's not much for him. He's probably going to have to go long up towards half forward, and that's his option. He's looking for the rucker in Barker. Barker goes up, the ball's punched out of his hands. Bird with it. Handballs by him. Jetson. Clean kick would have been useful for him, but not. Now that could be check side, just to the left, and one behind.
Our man Darren Hassett with the Interesting little plat. I'm not sure we call it the rat plat.
The upper rat, is it?
rat platen.
The high rat, the ratton.
What's happening though, Peach, is as you were calling that, I looked around the ground to see what Brighton had as that kick comes out to Blair. They just don't have, there's too many players around the footy, so they're
getting sucked
Clermont,
in. Yeah.
Clermont are playing the defensive wall really well, and that's a good kick, finding Chappell.
Hey, you know what it is? Sometimes you get dragged into looking where the ball is and not having an understanding where the space in your opposition is. And they're actually being sucked in towards the football at the moment. I'm sure Byron Howard would have some information, instructions on what they need to do to avoid that going forward.
Yep, in comes the kick from Byers. Blair will sit under this one and take it as easy as like. He looks up. Kicked 5 or 6 against New Norfolk earlier in the year. He goes out to his good mate, Bangura. Those two boys come back from Geelong with the COVID crisis hitting over there, so decided to come down here. Nice mark taken, though, by Barwick. Barwick off to Walker.
He loves to get out the back, doesn't he, Walker? He gets so many touches that way. He's just kicking. He's had 4 kicks, not one of them's hit a target.
Ford, his kick goes out here, and there's a chance now for Brighton as they move the ball up. Davey with a left foot, Burnett. Does all right. Finds Salter. Big Connor Salter decides to play on very quickly. His kick's affected by the smother. It was good defensive work down there from Claremont. Davey can't quite pick it up. Going back to pick it up was Ford, and Ford gets tackled, and we'll see a ball up. Great defensive work by Aaron Percy down there on Connor Salter.
You called in the bush, what do you call in the bush range? He's
Ned Kelly.
Could be the Viking.
Yeah, it could be. Good ruck, Thomas. Picked up by Claremont and just driven forward. Howlett's going to get there first, but the bounce is cruel. Comes over to Badcock. Badcock kicks it down towards Potter. Potter going back with a flight. Good defensive work down there from Collis. Keeping it in a la Wayne Harms. Effort was Potter, and he's been rammed into the gutter.
Hope he's okay. He's just sucking the air, and I think he's okay, Potter. Now he gets up. The Star looking, hang on, did I get a free kick? No, I didn't.
Bit upset
I reckon he would have got up a bit quick if he had got a free kick. So throw in here. Dangerous spot. Straight into the hands of Badcock.
See a ball up. Let's have a look at the push. Well, yeah, late push.
Look, we didn't see it, but sorry, there was certainly a push there. You know what? That's a free kick. It's out of play, but they ping that one.
Yeah, usually. So back in the forward pocket, the left-hand side forward pocket for the Claremont Magpies. As the beer starts to flow in the wet area, everyone is seated, which is great to see.
Yeah, good on them, sitting up there in the terraces.
Chance at the back here. Potter attempting to get a hold of the footy. Umpire says, give it to me. So a little bit of scrappy stuff here late in the first term. Claremont 3-2-20. Lead Brighton, zip 2-2, 18 points the margin. Luke Potter there just expecting a little free kick. Probably a little unlucky not to get one. Crossan pushes the man out.
Well, we can hear in the effects Mike Crosson's upset. I reckon that's about the 4th ruck infringement we've had, and there's been 2 against Crossan. So a half back here for Brighton. Barker in front position. Another mark dropped by him. Just struggling to judge it at the moment. Green picks it up. Handballed indiscriminately. Still found the fingers of Jones. Jones loses it. Jones loses the ball. Free kick here. Now, they'll run as he loves to run forward. Not a bad kick. It's into space. Out in front of Salt and Thomas, in fact, but that's disappointing. They had to run on then and a kick in. Potter at the back, and Potter in the wrong spot. Collis, I should say, wins that one.
Gee, that was great work down there from the fullback, Josh Grant.
He's been good, hasn't he, Grant? Blair.
Again.
Once again. Josh Grant coming over the top and killing that one out of bounds. It's an enjoyable game. It feels close enough on the ground. It's just that little bit of class up forward at the moment, isn't it, Tubes Taylor, which has allowed Potter a couple of goals to him. Jack Crossan looks dangerous. That's the difference. The rest of the game looks relatively even throughout.
Yeah, absolutely, Peach. And I think we said it earlier in the piece that both these sides have got some real stars. Just maybe a couple of stars off being that upper level.
I've only seen a little bit of Brighton, and obviously they played reserves last year. They're a tight group, and I feel like they're a couple of genuine players away from that continuity that they might need as the ball comes forward and Randall knocks it out of bounds. But Claremont, they've got the bones of it, that star side that won those and all those grand finals 4 or 5 years ago. And perennial finals team. It's a bit unusual for Clermont to be back down to the bottom of the ladder, isn't it? It's been a long time since they've been a wooden spooners. We might have to go
back into the records. Maybe Jero can find it in the back of the archives the last time Clermont won a wooden spoon.
Crossan's got a free kick here. He sends it up towards Potter. Potter and Morrison. Morrison just throws him off the footy.
I reckon Morrison thought he gave away a free kick. Then he looked like the naughty schoolboy at the back of the yard saying, "Oh, that wasn't me."
Randall's kick is untoward. There's a chance in the pocket here. Nice mark taken down there by Bailey Bester, and the goal kicker will go back. He looked to play on. Umpire said no. He just looked up.
Do you reckon Bailey Bester thinks he's 5 metres short of his range here?
Maybe.
It's a tough pocket to kick a goal with that little bit of a wind just fluffing across him.
I feel like Ross Randall's just in a poor position here. He just needs to be 3 or 4 steps up, but he knows himself better than I do. So in he comes, Bester with his second.
There's that kick. It's always going to get to the left pocket.
Punch from over the back, and it'll roll out of bounds for another boundary throw in. We've had a fair bit in this pocket, Peach.
Yeah, the other thing I'm wondering how these two teams did for their pre-season. Quite a few football clubs around Tasmania didn't get stuck into the pre-season. They stopped it, thinking there wasn't going to be a competition. There's a couple of teams in the north were like that, and they didn't quite get the legs in, whereas other teams managed to keep training and keep going.
Chance at the back here for Potter. Potter's kick only finds Morrison. Little push and shove here on the front of screen.
Howlett's involved in that. There's been a bit of knocking of Howlett so far.
Yeah, that's actually Jack
Sorry,
Chappell
so
there.
it's not Howlett, I should say. I saw the back of the hair.
Good hit off the footy. Handball comes up from Rossi Randall. He goes back still to Morrison. Morrison's in trouble here. Got his kick just. The Salt attacker came late. And that's a good mark by Percy. Yeah, how good's he look? Big Aaron Percy sends it long.
Strange kick.
Howlett tackled hard by Crossan. Jumping in there late was Jake Harris, and we'll see a ball up. Again, inside forward 50.
There was a good tackle late, wasn't it? Needed to be. Sometimes you get a bit lazy as Chappell just pushed and shoved there on the Midfield replay. Once you tackle and knock someone off, you just want to give him a little push, don't you?
Yep.
It's not always necessary.
Thompson's hit comes out towards Randall. Randall goes long and deep, but guess who's there? The only man standing was Joshy Grant. He got his handball off. His kick's no good from the Claremont player, and Ross Randall just gobbles this one up. They'd love to get a late goal here just for a bit of belief. Randall goes short. Nice strong mark by Blair. Blair looks up, goes short. Oh, flying across the front of the pack there. No good. Stacey, his kick short, finds Jetson. Corey Jetson goes across the face of goal. That's a good kick. Badcock. Short one. Trying to find Crossan, can't. Howlett with a short one into the pocket, going back with a flight. Oh, that's courage. And it'll be cleared here by Badcock.
Badcock delivers it out. Bird. Not a lot of options. He's going to go up the line. He's finding a long lead from Salter. He needed an extra metre. And it's out of bounds. So Brighton. A few minutes left. Probably not long left. One of the few comps that's playing sort of the full complement of minutes as a ruck contest comes down.
That was good.
1-on-1 here. Ferguson gets his right hand to it, knocks to ground, goes back again. It's a neat handball. Millhouse in the middle. Centre half forwards the direction he's going. Johnson's pushed out of it. He'll go back again. Josh Grant was fantastic. And some running here in the wing. One way, two way. Did he handball that one away, Walker? I reckon he didn't. In fact, he did get a free kick his way. So just a little hold. All out by himself is Bryant. Bryant has a player further afield. He goes for the lead of Potter. And Potter marking in the very dangerous pocket. We've seen a couple of shots from here so far that have been nothing doing. He's going to have to try and aim for the left goalpost and put some velocity on that ball, or otherwise it's going to fade, and there's a siren. So this will be 26-2. It'll be a very handy lead. 21-2 doesn't sound quite as bad. So Potter, 40 metres out, into a little bit of a breeze. He's going to have to bring it back. He is bringing it back.
Wow.
That is outstanding, Luke Potter. He delivered the ball into the Zephyr. He got it to go from right to left. And late, he kicks his third.
Wow, what a kick from the coach, Luke Potter. 4-2-26, Claremont lead Brighton, zip 2-2. Goal kickers for Claremont. Luke Potter with 3, Peach, and Bailey Bester with 1. And no one
Parker maybe in the comp.
to score. Out it comes now. Clermont just shark it for the Robins. What do you think about that first term? It's a real solid effort from the Claremont Footy Club.
Well, we mentioned that spine's great. Off half-back, Grant's being magnificent. Mitchell Walker's had a lot of the ball, although we've mentioned also that his footwork isn't quite there at all times. But then Barwick up forward looks really dangerous. Brian on a couple of occasions has been great. Jack Crossan, we know how dangerous. And this man on screen at the moment, Lukey Potter, a thumping one from 51, a goal on the siren. He's probably been that little bit of class up forward, which, to be honest, Brighton want and Brighton need. And a lot of other teams would like Luke Potter running around for them. But the back half's been good. I mean, Ferg's been good down the back half. Randall's been good down there. They've had some run from Howland on a couple of occasions. They're very much in this game, Brighton, but just their ability to get it off half-back to a clean kick. They're going very wide on the ground at the moment. And just a few undisciplined things or a couple of free kicks that have gone away from them in the ruck contests have hurt. But at the moment, I'd actually say a little bit of class up forward for Clermont and that couple of big defenders from Claremont. The two different ends of the ground are winning it for them.
Yeah, Josh Grant's been really good down there. Everything that's come his way he's just repelled, hasn't he? So we'll take a quick break here at quarter time in this round 9 match between Claremont and Brighton here from Abbotsfield Park. Thanks, of course, to our live stream partners, EIS Property and ID Clothing, and, of course, Jackson Motor Company and Bennett's Petroleum Midfield. Up on screen are the Claremont Footy Club sponsors as well, so get around them. We'll be back with the second term in just a few moments here on Duff TV. Stick around, we'll be right back.
Are you thinking of selling your home? We have buyers ready to go. Mr. and Mrs. H are looking for a 2 to 3 bedroom home in the northern suburbs. They would love a lock-up garage and a fairly level block. They have up to $550,000 to spend. If your home fits that description, call me, Alison Rogers at EIS Property.
Come on, Kyle, harden up, mate.
Bit dusty there, buddy.
Hot down, pal. Looks like it's your lucky day, but
Bisley Workwear. We've got you covered.
In today's world of self-service, it's nice to know that there's still a place where you can sit back and relax. Bennett's Driveway Service, now at Snug, Lerner Valley and Sandy Bay. For more than 40 years, Bennett's Petroleum has been there for all Tasmanians.
All it does is call. And when you hear it, then it's up to you to act. Know your limits and come back for them later. Forget yesterday and tomorrow. Be here now. Drive to the edge of the map and then drive further.
Are you thinking of selling your home? We have buyers ready to go. Mr. and Mrs. H are looking for a 2 to 3 bedroom home in the northern suburbs. They would love a lock-up garage and a fairly level block. They have up to $550,000 to spend. If your home fits that description, call me, Alison Rogers at EIS Property.
come on, Kyle, harden up, mate.
Bit dusty there, buddy.
Hot down, pal. Looks like it's your lucky day, but
Bisley Workwear. We've got you covered.
In today's world of self-service, it's
There he is. What are we calling that? A rat plat. Is that what we're calling it, Peach? A rat plat? From
Yeah,
Darren Hassett?
The top ratten. The Tratton. No, I'm not sure. Maybe he can name it
like
himself.
Whatever it is, I like it. Darren Hassett.
Would you do it?
I couldn't do it. My hair doesn't plait up too well. It's too thin. Lots of it. So back live, second quarter action from this round 9 match between Claremont. Out it comes for Hassett. The rat plat straight away goes long and deep down towards a player down there. That's a mark. Strong mark too from Will Byers. Might actually be Braden Barwick. It is.
Yeah, Barwick.
Barwick looks up. Down towards Crossan. A little bit too much on it, but too strong.
Look at Crossan. He loves it.
Having a little smile there with Lee Thompson because he knew that kick was a little bit too much on it for him. Thompson just couldn't close.
Bangura looked to come into the spot there, and then he saw it was Crossing coming out. He decided not to fill the hole.
Look at him. You don't run into him.
Well, that's his game over, wouldn't it?
Jackie Crossan, the captain, comes in. We've got a nice shot from directly behind him, and he works the breeze beautifully. Jack Crossan, he's got his first, and that lead now out to 5 goals.
Well, you can see the difference between Crossan's kick and Barker in that first quarter from the Robins. He aimed at mid-left, and it swung just enough to come back through for a goal. So danger signs here. Well, the boys from across the Derwent have come across the bridge, and at the moment, they're down by 5 goals.
Is this the shortest trip in SFL footy? Do you reckon?
From ground to ground?
Yeah.
As the crows fly?
No, well, distance.
Distance?
Road distance.
It'd be close. Anyway.
How about Lindisfarne, maybe?
Yeah, as the crow flies, that'd be certainly short. Brighton go forward now. And the lead coming out. Gee, there's that just drop mark. It needed to be cleaner with the football. Thompson handles off. Now they go short chop up. It's good. Defensive pressure coming through. Chappell nearly had his head taken off. Tackle laid by Salter. And he's brought to the ground. And Bryant, who's moving in the back half at the moment, ball up. So can we get something happening here? Moving into the ruck is Salter. Pushes and shoves, get to his front position. He gets his right hand on it. Very congested at the moment. Somehow there's a small space. But the defender deep in defence. And Claremont will clear. Good contest down there. Morrison first. He's moved up to half forward. And the ball held up, and we'll have another throw.
There he is, the boy from up St Peter's Passway. We love him here at Duff TV, always very generous with his time. Probably keen to jump in the commentary box on grand final day as Ferg. Knows a lot of blokes and is well respected amongst his peers here in the SFL. Ruck contest on half forward now for the Brighton Robins. Blair gets tackled hard. That's a good tackle by Mitch Walker. Out it comes for Dill Ford. His handball now needs to be quick. That's a quick kick forward. It's worked out okay. Play on's the call. Strong mark by Thomas. And Sam Thomas will go back and have the first or second set shot of the game for Brighton.
Once again, just look, I mean, it was a little bit better, but still flat-footed. Feel like they're just slightly out of position in those ruck contests, or I should say the contested areas, but on that occasion it worked for them.
How about the wheels on him too as he comes in, Sam Thomas, to get the first goal for Brighton. They need this. It's nice off the boot. He's pretty happy with it too, and he's fired up, is Sammy Thomas. And they've got one on the board.
Belief is important, Tubes Taylor. And there's some belief from Thomas. That was a nice kick, wasn't it? He's had a couple of opportunities. He's spilt the odd mark. He's had some very good defenders around him. Some of the delivery hasn't quite been to his liking, but he got one. He got the bounce. And let's see this kick on the Midfield replay. It was spot on the money. Lovely drop. Guided it right onto the boot. Cannot do anything better than that. A nice follow through. And the umpire standing upright, eyes towards the sky. Sausage roll time. And Brighton with the goal. Throw up here. Barker gets his hand to it. Hassett on the cricket pitch, left boot. Spins it out of trouble. Morrison first. Pressured by Stacey. And then Stacey gets shoved in the back. Falls back onto the football. Quick kick out by Jones. Potter thrown off the football. Randall. He misses it. Now some run. Quick flying kick from Salter. Deep. 1-on-1. Crossing. Fist punt at the last minute. And it needed to happen. Out of bounds, I should say, through for a minor score.
They did need that. Bangura plays on. Goes long out towards Morrison. He's played well, young Stacey. Courageous and tough. There's Adam Collis, one of the great greyhound trainers in southern Tasmania. Adam Collis. The fur comes off for a spell. And on comes Richards. Boundary thrown at half forward for the Pies. Walker does well. Out the back here. Quick kick off the ground by Bryant. That one's kicked forward, but it's landed in the arms of Barwick. So Braden Barwick looks up. Needs to go really long and deep here.
Yeah, there's a lead from Potter there. He's going to have to get an extra 5 metres on that kick.
And tell you what, he's got it in that area. Potter with a push out. This is going to be a free kick going the way of Rossi Randall.
I think Jack Crosson's going to be wound up again. I reckon he was in best position then. You could just see a little push here. Gee, it wasn't much. Yeah, a little bit of a shove on Randall.
Still hands in the back, isn't it? Here's a chance now for Chappell. Chappell gets wrapped up in a nice tackle. It was a throw, according to the umpire. Good tackle down there from Connor Walker.
I feel like Connor Walker and Chappell have been at each other for most of this game so far, and retribution there.
So Connor Walker sends it long towards Crossan, going back courageously. That was great stuff. Baxter Lewis got his kick away. Out towards a teammate in Johnston. Got his handball away, just Pate. Clever, quick too. Pate kicks it long and deep. Who's down there? No one really. It's rolling out the back. Does it? No, sneak in. Unfortunately not. Through for another behind.
When you 1-on-1, I mean, Pate was being rushed a bit, but a kick into space instead of on the top of the player's head would make it easy for the offensive team to get a chance to score. But he just sort of pumped it high, but a good possession, nonetheless. Climbing up, nearly marked was Bryant. A couple of players to breach Hayden, and he can't beat them. And the kick clears them and finds Salter, goes between his legs. Nice contest down there as Howlett comes in. Some pressure laid by Ford.
Yeah, holding the footy too, and I think that he needs to get rid of it there.
Yeah, we had opportunity, didn't he?
Yeah.
And that's the classic, probably why it's holding the footy, because he tried to stand back up, as opposed to once you're on your knees, you really need to release it. It's similar to, I suppose, a rugby union rule where you can't stand back up once you've taken possession. You've got to really release that footy. Howlett, chip is good. Johnston has had a bit of the ball in this quarter. He had a lead up short. He decided Pangrazi wasn't going to be the option. He goes longer instead. He wanted Salter, but jumping in is Jetson. He's had a good game off half back, and Jetson marks and will kick further where it came from. And it's back and forth at the moment, so just both teams missing their mark. Blair looks to play on. He gets a lead from Barker, decides short. And Joseph Bangura goes one way. Then he loads it up into the pocket, steaming out. It looked like Salter was in the best position, high in the air. Quick kick out of the pack by Bryant. Bryant misses his target. Bryant gets it back again. Just holds that one. Clever by Bryant, and Clermont are away.
They're away through, I think that's Matty Bird, goes up towards Crossan. He can't quite get a hold of it. Thompson just give it too much. Bird gets it back. Now a long high kick. Good shepherd off the ball there from Potter. Potter finds it out the back. Barwick around the corner. Quick kick. Had Potter in the pocket.
I don't reckon he saw him, but it was, gee, it didn't miss by much, did it, by Barwick?
No.
It's clever around the goals.
So on the Jackson Motor Company scoreboard, Claremont 5-4-34.
I reckon that little
Lead Brighton
passage.
139.
Sorry, Chair. I reckon that passage really, how easy Clermont got it up through the spine, attacking through the middle of the ground. Better players involved. Whereas for the Robins, it's hard work at the moment to try and find their way through and navigate this big ground.
Pangrazi, his kick goes out into space. Good work off the footy here, and a little bit of foot candy sold by Bosworth. Bosworth kick ends up in the arms of Badcock, but he can't quite get it now. Brighton have numbers around the footy. They just needed to raffle it there. Pate, it's not Pate at all. It's Baxter Lewis. Quick kick forward. Now a bit of time and space out here for the man, Richards. Richards looks up, goes into the pocket, and that's a good kick,
now
finding Johnston.
That's the kick that Pate needed to kick in the last time forward, because he kicked it to the advantage of the offensive player. You just see there in the Jackson Moti, so he kicked it over the top. A little bit of area to space, and Ashland couldn't get it. That was great football.
So, here's a
still
kick.
Going here?
I think so. Quick kick forward now by Johnson is through the middle. Happy stuff for Brodie Johnson. And that's the first bit of play, I think, Peach, that has looked pretty good for the Robins.
Yeah, look, I feel like 45 seconds ago we were just mentioning that Brighton was struggling. They were bringing the ball around the outside of the ground, and they were struggling to find a pathway through. But they just had one extra player, but it was a nice bit of play on, and probably poor checking from Clermont to have a player so much by himself, able to take a bounce, set things up, and a one-on-one in the forward 50. Martin Duffy loves it, doesn't he? One-on-ones in the forward 50. One-on-one, and kick to the advantage, and they got the easy goal from Johnson.
All of a sudden, the margin's just 3 goals won, so 19 points. Back in the middle, and it pops. Chance now for Baxter Lewis. His kick goes forward now. Ferg's got a bit of space to run into. Once he gets a bit of momentum up, he's a hard man to stop. In he comes, the big fella, got his handball off just. Now a chance out the back. Jetson, though, smart work. Quick kick forward near Baxter Lewis. Lewis's kick is untoward. Out it comes now for Pate. Pate with time into the middle of the ground. Bird, real space out here now for Potter. Randall riding in pretty hard. Long kick forward again by Claremont. Who's out the back? Big fly, big mark. Strong stuff to Will Byers. And that is a great mark.
A few technical issues here in the Duffhead van at the moment. We've got the binoculars going as we've just lost the vision. We're hoping you're getting it back in the live stream. It looks like it's going at it, Gero, and I think we might have one of our computers going again. But that was a nice passage by Claremont.
Yeah, great stuff. So in he comes. Short little chip, and he's happy with it. Will Byers gets his first. The first for Claremont of the match, of this quarter rather. And the power's gone out on the scoreboard too, so we'll keep a close eye on that.
Yeah,
as
it could be a
things
power outage.
start to work.
That means the beer's going to get warm pretty quick here. The power's gone out at Claremont.
Oh yeah, it's not great stuff, is it? So, back in the middle. Scoreboard is out. Our power is back on here. It's flickering a little bit. That's okay. We're on the live stream still. Back in the middle, ruck contest, one down. Out it comes now for Claremont. Trying hard as Phil Ashland, can't quite get a hold of it. Scooped it up. Jones with a clever handball out. Into space for Bird. Bird's kick is a good one, and out comes Potter. Potter with strength. That's where he likes to do his best work, Potter. And that's a good mark. Potter from a pocket. Comes in nicely. His kick just fading a little bit. Not enough journey on it, and it's punched through. No, it stays in. Now it's through. 4 behind.
Well, hard work at the moment as we're swapping over the binoculars. So Brighton will bring it back in. Missing the mark. Chance for Hassett. Misses him. Morris. He's got plenty of time here. Short option. Looks like Crosson's got it. And Claremont are right on top at the moment. So there's a couple of goals to Brighton.
It's Will Byers.
It is Byers.
I think. No, it's Mitchell Badcock.
So Badcock. So we're straining to see that. So Badcock with the ball. So Badcock will be kicking from around 50. Out to the left is going to wobble through from behind, just sneaking in, and a minor score.
So we've got our scoreboard back up and running. Apparently the power is out at the ground. Pate to bring it in. Short one, scooped up nicely by Millhouse. Millhouse, the handball comes over back to Pate. Pate runs into trouble.
Got the generator going, do we?
Yeah, I'm the generator. The old Foo Fighters song as Pate gets it away. Now a long kick, trying to find a teammate down there. Barker takes a strong mark. Off to Morrison. Morrison with a short one. Gee, it's garbage again. Morrison will be upset with himself there. Short kick again. Out it comes Chappell. Got his kick just. Now a chance with Thomas. Thomas, courageous stuff going back with a flight. He's copped a knee in the face.
Well, the apology came straight away, didn't it?
Yeah, it was all aggression at the footy, I think, and he's going to be okay, Big Sam Thomas. I wonder whether, I don't know how to do a replay as Jerry's trying to get the power back on at the ground. And in he comes Thomas. Bangura going back with a flight. Didn't even get his arms up. And it's gone out of bounds in front of Aaron Percy.
So we've got the effects mic up nice at the moment because that whistle.
You can see it in the foreground
very
there.
thrill noise, wasn't it? So we've got a throw in here right in front of the Duff commentary position. You're on Duff TV. Tubes Taylor and Aaron Peach Roberts live for the last round of SFL action. Hobart up by a couple of goals. In fact, sorry, Hobart down by a couple of goals in that big clash against Claremont. As hacked out by Hassett, middle of the ground. Chase on here. Probably to it first is Harris, misses him. Working the ball forward and in the best position, juggling on the second mark and a little bit of a headbutt. That was nasty. Alex Blair has it and he wasn't too happy with the attention that he received from the defender from Claremont. And Blair, who's been good, and he looks really dangerous, directly in front, 35 metres out.
We'll go back and have a look at the replay of the mark on the Midfield replay
Tell
in
you
a second.
what, I've got to say, here it is, the replay, but Jerry on the pots and pans has done about 800 metres in the last minute. That wasn't really much in it as Bosworth. So Blair, nice little run in towards goal. It's game on. Both teams are kicking goals at either end of the ground. This game has opened up. And a bit of class from Blair and keeps the Robins within a couple of kicks.
He's the player, Peach, who I think can keep Brighton back in this match. I think he's the one that they need to get the ball in the hands of. He's a beautiful kick of the foot. He reads the ball so well, and he can finish too. But
it was the delivery in. Once again, they're coming from better angles at the moment, getting the ball through the middle of the ground. The odd turnover coming from Brighton as well, which has resulted in the quick transition, and they haven't got too many defenders because we saw so often Grant and co down back for Claremont in that first quarter were able to kill the ball and smack the ball to ground. But anyway, Brighton go again. Can they build? Find some angles here. High kick. Blair there again. Another player who's there. If he can get it juggled is Ford. Bounces off his chest. Gets it back again.
That's
clever play by Ford. Ford now. Dishes it off. Handballs out. Blair again. Your man. Right pocket at the right time. And I can tell you, Ryan Bosworth looks a little bit confused at the moment.
Well, I like the move of Salter into the ruck too, Peach. That's what they did down at Brighton at Pondville against New Norfolk. They moved this man down forward, and he reads, as I said, he reads the ball so well. He's a beautiful kick of the foot. He can take a mark too.
Well, we saw Luke Potter kick one on the siren in a very similar spot, maybe a fraction closer. It's a difficult spot to kick goals. And he's found it, so he kicked it to the near side, probably readjusted it a little bit too much. So the Jackson Motor Company scoreboard, 36-22, and the real scoreboard here at the ground, it's got some numbers back on it. Yeah, well, he tells us the power's back. Did Jerry do that as well? Did he get the power to come back? He has connections, you know.
Yeah, I know. Out it comes. Joshy Grant kicks it nice and long and deep. That's almost a mark out there to the Walker boys as it comes out now for Salter. Salter's kick goes long. Again, just stays inside. I think this is Bryant going inboard. That's a good kick, finding our man Hassett. Hassett swings round under the left. It's a scrubby kick off the boot, but working it beautifully is Potter.
Gee, Potter's good, isn't he?
Oh, I love watching him.
He's got so many skills. We'll just see here on the Midfield replay. He's got in front there. He's come from behind Randall, maybe 2 or 3 metres. And once again, I don't want to be critical. It's hard to defend such good ball use. Randall was watching the ball and maybe just needed to have that little bit of contact to know where Potter was to prevent that little bit of run.
In comes Potter. It's a beautiful kick of the footy. It's a magnificent drop punt straight through the middle. Potter's got 4. Now, I'll tell you what, Peach. ID Clothing Player of the Match contention may be sewn up already. 19 minutes into the second term on the Jackson Motor Company scoreboard. Clermont lead by 20 points.
Well, he's leading from the front, isn't he, Potter, at the moment, which is to see the Midfield replay and that lovely laconic kicking style from the very athletic Luke Potter, who's taking marks on his chest. He's taking them overhead. He's snapped one in the first quarter. He's kicked 4 out of 6. And he's kicked more than Brighton. But Brighton's still in this game. 6-6-42, 3-4-22. James, his scoreboard indicates 20-point lead here to the Magpies. Throw up. Barker misses his hands. Pushing and shoving in the middle of the ground is Byers. Throw up again. Barker in front position. His right hand comes over the top. Now, this might be just high here. Yeah, so I think it is, well, I think it's a Brighton free kick. Yeah, for me, it looked like a high contact on Barker. The umpires picked that up pretty easily. It's an easy 1-2 pick up. They want a fair contest as he pretty much just hoofs it high. Didn't really help the Brighton attackers. Running on is a player who came into the team late in Richards. Richards' kick is fortuitous. Salter found it. A nice little centre, and the Salter in the pocket. And he's got a little smile on his face.
Smirks is not today.
Richards there, in the end, it was a good kick from Richards. Just getting his fingers as Aaron Percy was on his tail. And a second shot within a minute and a half in this pocket. This time it's Salter. What can he do? He does better than Blair.
Wow.
Well, it's turned around this quarter, Tubes Taylor. We are having goals being kicked at either end of the ground. Very entertaining stuff. We're enjoying here on Duff TV.
Well, they're now back to their margin at quarter time. Peach in front of, actually. So 20 points is the margin here. Clermont 7-6-48. Lead Brighton 4-4-28. So it's a pretty good game of footy that we're watching here.
It has, and I suppose Brighton have got some scoring opportunities because they've taken Grant out of the game. They haven't, well, they've looked to avoid him, but they've found some short lead-up targets. They've been a little bit more patient with the ball. They've had a little bit of luck, but they deserve it because they've had a bit more of the ball in the middle of the ground as well. They're certainly winning it as Barker, I think, is doing a great job in the middle. That ball somehow misses Hassett. Back again. Collis, stop, steady. It's dangerous, but it's not bad if Johnson can grab it. He gets it. Now he bangs it out to a bit of space. Chappell will get there first. He's going to be chased down by Walker. He might be happy with the boundary line. He is. And out of bounds.
How's the haircut on those two blokes, Walker and Chappell? It's nice.
It's a thing, isn't it? Like, the kids want long hair these days, don't they?
Yeah,
it's how they express themselves.
I'm happy to have it too. I'd love long hair, but mine gets a little bit ratty when it gets a bit longer.
Does it frizz up, does it?
No, well, I'll just take it off like the Lego man. Out it comes now again. We'll see a boundary throw in.
It's Velcro attached, is it?
Just like I've got a little cap on top, just like the Lego man.
What's underneath? Much?
Nothing. No brains under there. So we'll see a boundary thrown. Of course, we are live streaming across the globe thanks to EIS Property, ID Clothing, Bennett's Petroleum, Mood Food and Jackson Motor Company. Bangura gets his hand away. Now he's going to run back. He's got time here, just needs to assess the options. Shrugs the tackle, just got it stripped off him by Hassett. It's called holding the footy. There's a man down behind plate. Not sure what's happened. He's holding his head. I think it's Joshy Grant. He's in a bit of pain too. Not sure what happened. That's a good mark by Kyle Jones. It's paid. There's a man down still behind plate.
Taking a while to get someone out there to help him as well as the trainer now coming out.
It's a long, long way away from the play. I'm not sure if we can go back any further and have a look and see what happened there, Gero. But there he is. Let's have a look. This is the ruck contest in the Bennett's Petroleum.
Did he hit his head or was it just... Oh, no.
Just innocuous type stuff.
I reckon he might have just extended the knee, maybe. Has the knee got caught up there?
He's coming off.
But
let's have a look.
Yeah, he doesn't look super. There it is, a little inflection out. Might just be
It's on his left leg.
the posterior area there.
That's a big out for Claremont. Anyway, play goes on. Byers gets his kick long, trying to find Crossan. He can't quite gather it, but gee, he's a competitor, isn't he? Throws it out.
The umpire was there as well. He had a great angle in that one, and he knows it too. You know, when Crossan, he's a good sportsman, Crossan, I reckon, because he knows when he's done the wrong thing. But when he reckons he's done the right thing, he gets pretty angry.
Yeah, fair enough. And there's 52. Howlett and Crossan just going at it. Howlett, we know the Howletts are full of chirp, don't we?
Yeah, they're confident young lads.
Real quiet off the field, but then when they get on the field,
maybe they've got an understanding they're half-decent footballers as well, that their talk can be seen on the football field. So
Baxter Lewis, I think this is.
yeah, or is it Pate? No, it's Baxter Lewis.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Baxter Lewis. He's a nice kick of the footy, the young man. When he comes, he just fades it and didn't make the journey. Jetson's down there. He loves the rough, tough stuff. He's a one of those drivers that goes round and round in circles on the dirt. What do you call that? Raceway, you know?
Lost.
No, he's almost like a demolition derby type operator.
Be dizzy at the end of that, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I think
Can
so.
you do that with the Jono's van?
No, there's a bit of pressure. Good work by Claremont to run it across the line.
What's your turning circle like? Is it better than a
No,
top
it's not too bad.
Yep.
It's a good handball. Now Corey Jetson gets it off. And they're happy to keep it in here. Brighton, good, tough stuff from Lee Thompson down there. Oh, that's a good shot. Have a look at it.
Yeah, you know, the other shot I'm seeing at the moment is Jack Crossan about 80 or 90 metres to come up, get into that contest. Always tells me that things have slowed down for their team. Barker, best position, just got his fingertips to it. Walker was in there as well. Now it's kicked up towards Crossan, nearly juggling mark. Taken by Barwick, slung off it. Collis.
Oh, that's a dangerous kick.
It might work out okay because Hayden's in there, but it didn't run towards him. Dishes one way. Oh, Sneaker just pinched it out of the lolly jar. Clever play by Stacey. Stacey's kick's okay. Barwick coming out. Couldn't quite mark it. Fell off the front of the pack into Byers' hand. Byers has a player further afield to Jones. Jones's left foot is good. There's a hot spot area, and that is an excellent mark. And on that occasion, this is the sort of football we saw from Brighton in the first quarter, not kicking to the advantage of their team. It's another 50-metre penalty.
Yeah,
it's certainly changed at the moment, hasn't it? But they've got to get another score on the board here late.
I think what's happening there, Peach, is that the play on, they're not waiting for the play on call. They're assuming the call is play on. And that's a kick, nice, long inside forward 50. Johnston with a clever handball. Jetson gets his handball away just, and out it scoops for Besta. That's a handball. No, throw. And Thomas is going to go back and have a kick on goal.
Tell you what, Thomas kicked a goal here at the start of this quarter. He was pretty fired up. You can see the tackle was definitely holding the footy throughout in the end. He will get pumped up. He kicks this one. I'm not sure there's many Brighton supporters. Is it maybe just, there's about 15 or so just in front of us, sitting in the sun, enjoying the lovely spring weather here in southern Tasmania. Thompson will turn if he kicks this and pump everybody up.
27 minutes gone in the second term on the Jackson Motor Company scoreboard. Huge kick for Sam Thomas. It's a rubbish one. It's missed a lot.
Well, he won't be pumping himself up at all, will he, Thomas?
Short kicks on here for Claremont. Besta, who somehow has kicked a goal in the first term. His kick almost goes into the back of Percy, but it's going to work out okay to Bryant. Bryant at the right half back position, kicks long, trying to find Byers. He finds him all right. Now Walker. Walker's kick is smothered by Chappell. Chappell with a short one. It's on here for Salter. No, out of bounds. They're asking for deliberate down here, Corey Jetson. Corey, mate, I like you. You're a great bloke, but you are dreaming.
Yeah, very confident there, wasn't he? Over-optimistic. So ball up here. Jumping into the ruck is Green. No, he's coming off. So Thomas might even be in the ruck here. Barker does eventually get there. There's Walker over the top. Quick snap by Randall. Dangerous spot. And it's just off the hands of Johnstone. And out of bounce. Left-hand pocket there. Wonderful day. Early 20s. And everybody out here at Clermont enjoying the game. Has he got a blood rule, maybe? Hard to see where the blood is, all that ink, isn't it?
Yeah, a little bit of red ink on... not even sure who that is. It's changed numbers. Is it Phil Ashland? Is that a number 1 or a number 7?
That was a number 7, yeah.
We see just in the foreground there, Josh
like
Grant
Ashland,
coming off.
So some changes here. Hassett's on.
Rat-tat-hass.
Ratter.
Rat-a-tat-tat-tat.
So when we get the ball back, as we see probably too many on the ground according to the COVID rules. And there's Grant just walking up and down the boundary at the moment.
Every player is in this quarter of the ground.
Well, they're probably, yeah, they're within 30 metres of the football. Now we have a throw-up. Trying to wrestle his way in front was Thomas, who's been involved in this quarter. Dancing around is Salter, tight in the pocket, back pocket that is. Kicks it up to half forward. Wonderful mark by Millhouse. He was in the worst position then, he found it. Millhouse's kick, probably not the best because climbing up is the ever-reliable Mitchell Walker. And he takes a nice mark and deep in defence here. He's been there a lot. Let's see what his kick's like. The siren saves him because I reckon it's going out of bounds on the full. So there's a scoreboard. 7-6, 48 Brighton, 4-5, 29. An entertaining quarter, Tubes, where we saw some goals scored from Brighton. The kick for still Potter, probably the difference. But Brighton certainly much better in that quarter, much more efficient. Better players involved. They had some forwards that looked useful. Not a bad game of football.
No, we're watching a really great game of footy here, Peach, and we've actually got 4-5, 29 according to the scoreboard here. So we'll update our score as the half-time break comes on. Goal scorers for the Pies, well, it's 4 to Luke Potter. He had 3 in the first and then 1 in the second. Of course, singles to Jack Crossan, Will Byers, all in that term, and Bailey Bester had 1 in the first. For the Robins, all of their goals came in that term. It was Alex Blair, Brody Johnson, Sam Thomas and Connor Salter with 1 apiece. It is a 19-point margin in favour of Clermont here at half-time as the boys from Brighton run off there. And we'll take a quick break here. Half-time at Abbotsfield Park in this round 9 match between Claremont and Brighton. It is the Pies by 19 points. Second half, I should say, rather, coming up next here on Duff TV. Stick around, we'll be right back.
Parker maybe in the comp.
Yep, out it comes now. Clermont just shark it. Off for Jones. Jones's handball goes out to a player wider and working the front position beautifully there was Potter. He's not happy with the treatment he got from Collis, and he'll go back and have a shot at goal from 50 out. Beautiful piece of work there from the coach, Luke Potter. Just a good bit of body work. Collis just with his arm, left arm over the right-hand shoulder, left arm shoulder there.
It's probably a little bit late from Collis in the end. He could have got in front and just got his in a better body position, but we know Luke Potter's a good kick.
In he comes. He'll kick from right on that 50-metre mark. It's a beautiful kick off the boot, and he's fired up. Luke Potter, he's got the first of the game. And I tell you what, that's a great start for the Claremont Footy Club.
Well, it's the old adage, isn't it? Play in front, hands in the back then, it looked like.
Yep. That kick's better, looking for Crossan. Dylan Ford finds himself saying who's on him. As that kick goes long, Potter, Morrison does well to create a contest. Howlett goes in for another tackle and holds the man a little too long. It'll be a free kick going to Scott Jones. They play on quickly, and Potter's got his second.
Well, it was unconventional, wasn't it? But they've given a goal. Crossan was just alert then. Common here at Abbotsfield Park. You got to know the ground, don't you, Tubes?
You sure do, Peach, as Grant will take the free kick out from full back. Looks long and direct through the middle. That's a good kick, trying to find a teammate in Hassett. Hassett goes back. Little bit of a dinky-die haircut as his kick goes down towards
is there a name for
Potter,
his
and that's a good mark.
It's a rat's tail on top of the head. That might have its own name.
Potter short and Crossan with strength. And Jack Crossan will go back.
A while ago, but Mitchell Walkers, he's playing a good game and loves to play on. Kicking, letting himself down now and again. Snuck back over the top is Salter. He looks for a player behind him. He finds Jones on his left boot. Now there's an opportunity for Mitchell again. Runs in, kicks a stunning goal. Wow. The Pies with their second turnover in the middle of the ground when Brighton had the run. And another goal to Claremont. Just gives them a little bit of confidence, but they are kicking with a bit of a breeze at the moment.
Yeah, great work from Claremont. I don't mind Bailey Bester's boots. He's got black socks straight into black on black boots. And that one's out of bounds.
Strange kick, that one, isn't it? Why you'd have it one, you'd lead up into that space when you actually had two players on the 45, which is the option often.
That's a mullet. That's
okay.
a beautiful mullet.
And that's no doubt that's a hairdresser effort, I would say.
I like it. I like it. Good work, young man.
Throw in here. And the punching fists.
First, but the bounce is cruel. Comes over to Badcock. Badcock kicks it down towards Potter. Potter going back with a flight. Good defensive work down there from Collis. Keeping it in a la Wayne Harms. Effort was Potter, and he's been rammed into the gutter.
Hope he's okay. He's just sucking the air, and I think he's okay, Potter. Now he gets up. The star looking, hang on, did I get a free kick? No, I didn't.
Bit upset,
I reckon he would have got up a bit quick if he had got a free kick. So throw in here. Dangerous spot. Straight into the hands of Badcock.
See a ball up. Let's have a look at the push. Well, yeah, late push.
Look, we didn't see it, but I mean, sorry, there was certainly a push there. You know what? That's a free kick. It's out of play, but they ping that one.
It's up. Down towards Crossan. A little bit too much on it, but too strong.
Look at Crossan. He loves it.
Having a little smile there with Lee Thompson, because he knew that kick was a little bit too much on it for him. Thompson just couldn't close.
Bangura looked to come into the spot there, and then he saw it was Crossing coming out. He decided not to fill the hole.
Look at him. You don't run into him.
Well, that's his game over, wouldn't it?
Jackie Crossan, the captain, comes in. We've got a nice shot from directly behind him, and he works the breeze beautifully. Jack Crossan, he's got his first, and that lead now out to 5 goals.
Well, you can see the difference between Crossan's kick.
As he comes in, Sam Thomas, to get the first goal for Brighton. They need this. It's nice off the boot. He's pretty happy with it too, and he's fired up, is Sammy Thomas, and they've got one on the board.
Belief is important, Tubes Taylor, and there's some belief from Thomas. That was a nice kick, wasn't it? He's had a couple of opportunities onto the football. Quick kick out by Jones. Potter thrown off the football. Randall, he misses it. Now some run. Quick flying kick from Salter. Deep, one-on-one. Crossan, fist punt at the last minute. And it needed to happen. Out of bounds, I should say, through for a minor score.
Richards looks up, goes into the pocket, and that's a good kick. Now finding Johnston.
That's the kick that Pate needed to kick in the last time for, because he kicked it to the advantage of the offensive player. You just see there in the Jackson Modi, so he kicked it over the top. A little bit of area to space, and Ashland couldn't get it. That was great football.
So here's a kick.
Still going here?
I think so. Quick kick forward now by Johnson is through the middle. Happy stuff for Brodie Johnson. And that's the first bit of play, I think, Peach, that has looked pretty good for the Robins.
Yeah, look, I feel like 45 seconds ago we were just mentioning that Brighton was struggling. They were bringing the ball around the outside of the ground, and they were struggling to find a path. Really dangerous, directly in front, 35 metres out.
We'll go back and have a look at the replay of the mark on the Midfield replay
Tell
in a
you
second.
what, I've got to say, here it is, the replay, but Jerry on the pots and pans has done about 800 metres in the last minute. That wasn't really much in it as Bosworth. So Blair, nice little run in towards goal. It's game on. Both teams are kicking goals at either end of the ground. This game has opened up. And a bit of class from Blair, and keeps the Robins within a couple of kicks. Gee, Potter's good, isn't he?
Oh, I love watching him.
He's got so many skills. We'll just see here on the Midfield replay. He's got in front there. He's come from behind Randall, maybe 2 or 3 metres. And once again, I don't want to be critical. It's hard to defend such good ball use. Randall was watching the ball and maybe just needed to have that little bit of contact to know where Potter was to prevent that little bit of run.
In comes Potter. It's a beautiful kick of the footy. It's a magnificent drop punt straight through the middle. Potter's got 4. And I'll tell you what, Peach, ID Clothing Player of the Match contention may be sewn up already. 19 minutes into the second term on the
1-2 pickup. They want a fair contest as he pretty much just hoofs it high. Didn't really help the Brighton attackers. Running on is a player who came into the team late in Richards. Richards' kick is fortuitous. Salter found it. A nice little centre, and the Salter in the pocket. And he's got a little smile on his face.
Smirks says, not today.
Richards there, in the end, it was a good kick from Richards. Just getting his fingers as Aaron Percy was on his tail. And a second shot within a minute and a half in this pocket. This time it's Salter. What can he do? He does better than Blair.
Wow.
Well, it's turned around this quarter, Tubes Taylor. We are having goals being kicked at either end of the ground. Very entertaining stuff. We're enjoying it here on Duff TV.
Well, they're now back to their margin at quarter time for the play on call. They're assuming the call is play on. And that's a kick, nice, long inside forward 50. Johnston with a clever handball. Jetson gets his handball away just, and out it scoots for Besta. That's a handball. No. Throw. And
Are you thinking of selling your home? We have buyers ready to go. Mr. and Mrs. H are looking for a 2 to 3 bedroom home in the northern suburbs. They would love a lock-up garage and a fairly level block. They have up to $550,000 to spend. If your home fits that description, call me, Alison Rogers at EIS Property.
Come on, Kyle, harden up, mate.
Bit dusty there, buddy.
Hot down, pal. Looks like it's your lucky day, but
Bisley Workwear. We've got you covered.
In today's world of self-service, it's nice to know that there's still a place where you can sit back and relax. Bennett's Driveway Service, now at Snug, Lerner Valley and Sandy Bay. For more than 40 years, Bennett's Petroleum has been there for all Tasmanians.
All it does is call. And when you hear it, then it's up to you to act. Know your limits and come back for them later. Forget yesterday and tomorrow. Be here now. Drive to the edge of the map and then drive further.
Are you thinking of selling your home? We have buyers ready to go. Mr. and Mrs. H are looking for a 2 to 3 bedroom home in the northern suburbs. They would love a lock-up garage and a fairly level block. They have up to $550,000 to spend. If your home fits that description, call me, Alison Rogers at EIS Property.
come on, Kyle, harden up, mate.
Bit dusty there, buddy.
Hot down, pal. Looks like it's your lucky day, but
Bisley Workwear. We've got you covered.
In today's world of self-service, it's nice to know that there's still a place where you can sit back and relax. Bennett's Driveway Service, now at Snug, Lerner Valley and Sandy Bay. For more than 40 years, Bennett's Petroleum has been there for all Tasmanians.
All it does is call. And when you hear it, then it's up to you to act. Know your limits and come back for them later. Forget yesterday and tomorrow. Be here now. Drive to the edge of the map and then drive further.
Third term about to get underway here from Abbotsfield Park in this round 9 match between Claremont and Brighton, live streaming across the globe thanks to EIS Property, ID Clothing, Bennett's Petroleum, Mood Food and Jackson Motor Company. My name is Tubes Taylor. I'm joined by my great mate who now calls himself a Launcestonian, who's come down just for my birthday today, Peachy Roberts. Peach, the first half was pretty entertaining.
Yeah, it's good half football, and like happy birthday to Tubes Taylor. We know you have a lot of fans that would want to send in some birthday wishes to you, Mr. Jono Sauce Taylor. The other thing I want a massive shout out is about 2/3 of the way through that second quarter, the power went out of the ground. Somewhere in Abbotsfield Park, we got told by the local legendary Danny Bennett. He said that the power went out, pole went down. Jerry, Pots and Pans, #1 man, came prepared. He was so prepared. He knew that power line was going to be down. He brought the generator because he made a phone call through to Tas Networks this morning because he heard a whisper through his network, which must be an odd one indeed, and found out that there was going to be a power out now. We had the generator and Duff TV kept streaming.
Worker won it down. Out it comes for Ford. Ford goes forward. Tapped away nicely there by Jakey Harris. Coming out was the Rat-a-tat-tat Hassett. Out it comes a handball off by Bryant. Out it comes for Jones. Jones's kick is a scrubby one. It's going to end up in the arms of a opposition player, Millhouse. Handball came over the top from Badcock. Now a chance for Bryant kicking it forward. Now a long one inside forward 50. Crossing, taps it down. Looking for a teammate, only as far as that man for the opposition, and Hayden. Hayden goes back towards Collis. Collis is out towards Bangura. Bangura plays on, now sells Candy back onto the right boot. His kick's a good one. It's going to work out okay. Chopping it off, though, nicely was Bosworth. And we'll see a boundary throw-in.
Just imagine Bangura at home. He'd be dodging around all the furniture, wouldn't he? Faking to go one way and go around the couch instead of the chair. Every time he gets it, you kind of know he's going to do something. He loves to sell it. He's got to throw up here, just attacking side for Claremont of centre wing. Barker in front position, Mitchell over the top. Jones fell into his hands, left boot by him, up to half forward. Just goes over the top of Crossan. Crossan will have to work back onto this one. He does. Oh. And he'll probably hold this one. That's not a bad result because if that ball had to bounce the right way, Collis would have got the handball out and Brighton could have run away from the back flank. So it is a good game of football. It's 20, well, it's in fact 19 points now on the Jackson Motor Company scoreboard. Now, the umpire's got a push out here. He will contest this one because Crossan will be frustrated. He's saying, well, I can, and because he was frustrated, because he was annoyed, the umpire said, well, you can't back chat me. We're going to give you 50 metres.
No.
You can just see
he's upset about it.
He's always good-tempered, though, Crossan, hard at the football.
Yeah, we love it.
Yeah, we do enjoy it. So the hands, I should say, Thompson now. Thompson kicks, goes further forward. The ball drops out of Blair. Blair couldn't get it. Salter now dishes off the handball. Finds Hassett. Left boot by him. Good kick. Potter in front position. Ball spoiled. Just missed Salter. Salter again. Handballs out. Badcock steadies. Sausage roll time for Badcock. Was quality handball from Salter. And Badcock's finish in the right pocket was very neat indeed.
Let's not understate that contest by Potter. And it was a good effort by Rossi Randall coming over the back to spoil, but to stand under the footy like that is huge, and it was your man Hassett.
Yeah, how good was Hassett's run off half back?
Machine gun Hassett, and the nice handball off. Badcock just really slowed it right down there.
He had a player at the top there too. Was that Barwick over the top? He could have done a handball, but needed to kick it. Did it?
You don't handball from there, Peach, do you?
I don't know.
I don't.
You did. You're very selfish football, but not. You're very unselfish before. You did buy me a drink before, so
yeah, on my birthday.
On your birthday.
Too. Yeah, what a guy.
So throw up here. Mitchell now gets out towards Hayden.
I like Stacey's game today.
He's been really good,
that
hasn't
young fella out there. Yep. He's normally a twos player coming to the side, and I know he qualifies for the twos who have just made the finals in some random circumstances where a man got knocked out and they were in front by 4 points. One of their players got knocked out, Clermont, and because there's no time on in the twos, they went on and won it. Stacey played on. Got stripped of it too.
I reckon Stacey confused himself there, didn't he?
He did. Out it comes now for Bryant. It was a free kick off the ball. It'll go the way of Claremont. To Jones. Jones has got machine gun Hassett. No one call him machine gun. Oh, rat-a-tat-tat. Machine gun Hassett. That's a good mark. Oh,
you've had too long commentating by yourself this year, haven't you?
I have. That was good work by Walker down there. Scooping it in underneath is Salter. Salter's going to be in trouble here. He's holding the footy. So Pate will take the free kick. One of the better players at Brighton last year is young Jacob Pate. We've liked watching his efforts. Short one's on. He's just kicked it over a little too much. A free kick going against. It'll be Thomas's free kick again. And 52 for abuse.
The ball back. Was I mean, the free kick was probably there. No, Baxter Lewis just a little cheeky there. There was a free kick. A little bit of a push, and Baxter Lewis having a chat. So.
And that was Lucas Green. Lucas Green that was on the chirp. Floating across there, Walker.
Been good, hasn't he, Walker? So Walker, now what's his kick like? Because this is where he lets himself down. He's trying to find Badcock. Badcock misses it. Morrison hands. Morrison plays on. Just wobbled in the breeze. Blair had 2 players to beat. Can't beat them. Hassett drags him down. And a tackle that was needed, and Hassett came at the right time. So throw up here, 45 out. As Barker comes into the ruck, Mitchell will pace off on him. Hands are locked up. Bangora, he's dragged down by Bosworth. The umpire blows the whistle for another ball up. So just slowing down. Brighton probably haven't, or are not structured, probably don't have the right setup here to get a goal off this pack. And I could be completely wrong. Baxter Lewis misses him. Clermont with the numbers. Just fell through the fingertips of Jones. Heavy tackle by Thomas. On the other 18, Thomas has won a free kick here. That was, in fact, it's not a free kick for Thomas, it's forward. Forward's kick's good. Lead, Blair, maybe shoved in the back. In fact, it wasn't Blair, it was Johnston. Johnston again, misses him. Ball just pings out like it's volleyball. Hacked out by Jetson, still in there. Brighton battling hard here at the moment. Quick clear. Middle of the ground, hold by Pate. Morrison handballs back to the running Randall. Randall up to half forward. Baxter in there, can't get it. Trying to nudge his way through. Might have been Douglas. Half forward again. Just need to find something, a little bit of clean football, and they can't get it. Hassett dances around. And just thumped up.
This one's going to go out in front. No, it's not. It stays in somehow. Out it comes now for Kyle Jones. Jones's kick is downfield free kick. So it'll be a free kick going to Potter. Potter, on his best day, might kick this one with a bit of breeze behind his back. It was too far out to score. Goes short, looking for our man down there, Braden Barwick. The toughest man in the SFL, Lee Thompson, just sends it to Salter. Now, Salter is a thumping kick. He's got a man deep and wide. G's gone to a 3-on-1. The 3 win out, but 2 of them take out each other. Out it comes now for Richards. Richards ducks back around. Sends it long down inside forward 50. At the back, it's going to be a mark to Chappell. No, free kick going against. It'll be Connor Walker to take the kick. So just threw his opponent out of the way, manhandled him.
I have a feeling the umpire said he didn't need to grab him. It is a contact sport though, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. Rather, it's Jones. Jones looks up, has a teammate down there playing very well as Geordie Stacey. Stacey's got crossing on short now. There's 50 here. For in the protected zone. Goodness me. So, little undisciplined stuff there from Blair. And Jordan Stacey will take the kick from just outside 50. right on the 50-metre line.
Had a few 50s today, haven't we, Tubes?
Yep. Stacey trying to get a little bit of extra room for the journey, and in that regard pulls it, and it goes out of bounds, just touched over the line. So Walker did well to get his hands on the footy there. That would have been out of bounds on the full.
What do you reckon about that kick, Dave? You know you don't have the journey, and if you're going to try and get it, you've got to put everything into it. Do you maybe just set that up 15 metres out?
I think
because you lose your accuracy when you swing around like that, don't you? And look how close he got to the player of the mark.
Some players are good enough, though, to swing around and hook it like that and get the extra journey.
I just feel like when you know you're 5 metres off your journey and you think you're going to try and find something extra when you don't usually, it puts pressure on the accuracy. Anyway, ruck contest. Randall down to his knees, sneaking out the back, winning that is Ford. Ford's kick's okay. Now some defensive pressure there by Bryant was good. Handball backwards to Blair. He's been up half forward for most of the day, but generally a good use of the ball. Barker juggling once, juggling twice. Couldn't juggle the third. And the boundary line is the result.
I think a fair bit of the problem with Brighton today has been they've just been overcooking their kicks, so a little bit too much pepper on them, and it's just sitting over the top of the hands of their teammates. Is this boundary?
So is it a bit about like the trajectory of the kick's been a little high at times?
Yeah, perhaps. That one's one down. Out the handball comes now forward with a bit of space. He looks up. Which way does it go? Good wrestle down there, nicely done by Hayden. Hayden's handball came over the top to Douglas. He has to go back and get it now, Hayden. Hayden's a little bit in trouble here. Ford backed up. Now he's got some pace. If it sits for him, he can kick a goal, and he does. And he loves it. Dylan Ford with a goal.
Geez, he deserved that, Dylan Ford. He was involved in 2 or 3 parts of that passage. He kept running towards the contest, gut running from Ford. Deserved goal. And probably for Claremont, they've been so good in the back half today. You'll see that. So Ford's initial kick, 1-on-1. He gets it up here again. It was actually this missed handball. I mean, that should have been handball off. You've got to take that first option. But Claremont had the ball here, and they didn't have too much pressure on them, but pressure. There's that bit of pressure from Ford. I reckon he deserved that. Maybe Jones a little bit slack with his running.
Yeah, pretty happy with himself there, Dill Ford. There's Coach Byron Howard there on the sidelines. Bloke with a shirt off down there too. I know he's got some sort of halter neck top on.
He's just got very, very slender on his singlet.
Good work again there by Stacey, who's been one of the best on today. Morrison, who's made a move down to half back. Tapped away. Salter got his handball away. In towards your man there, Badcock. Ducked underneath it, then cop one in the back, will get a free kick. Umpire saw it. Badcock will go back. He looks up. Salter leads. Can't quite get it that direction, so he goes deep and long down towards Crossan. That was good protection there by Potter for Crossan. Tackle late, Thompson going back. Morrison with a short one. It's off the kneecap there of Big Mitch Walker, and we'll see a boundary throwing. Good pressure again there from Mitch.
Involved in so many contests, Walker. He's obviously very fit. Aerobically, he can get around the ground. So throw in here. A little bit of a push out. Walker in the ruck contest. Did he dispose of it? Another good tackle laid. Barwick spinning around. Handball. Chappell spun around in a tackle. And the umpire says, give it to me. So 45 seconds of intense defensive style from both teams. And the ball's been locked in. The back up here for Claremont. So Chappell hands the ball back. Feisty character. Had a very effective game of football. Walker out of position. Chappell crossing on him. Pate looked one way, then got pushed. It's play on him, Bungara. Pate didn't much like that one. He's getting some attention from Badcock and settling things down. Here's Thompson. They're still chatting as the ball's further afield. We'll go back to the action. So it's back in the middle. Pate's got it. Look at Pate. Well, I think the mark's about 10 metres back. So Pate actually plays on, probably step in front of the mark, but it was allowed. Ford with some run. Ford's kick. Half forward, climbing up. Salter nearly marked it. Handball over the back. Still a chance for Hayden. Spinning out. And a lost opportunity there for the Brighton Robins. Kicked up to half back. Bird in there. Bangs onto his left, just gets the ball cleared. Trying to find Salter. He'll get it now from the spilt mark. Salter has some pressure from Howlett. Diving onto the ground was Chappell. And the result of that will be a ball up.
Yeah, they just need to talk there, Brighton. They had it. This is the Pate attitude there. Poor old Michael Badcock saying he punched me in the lips, and the umpire said, no, 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 come with me, that's 50. Anyway, now it comes to Badcock. Quick kick over the top by Bird. It's going to land here nicely for Millhouse. Millhouse gets his kick away down towards Ford. Ford takes a mark and then he's off. He's quick. He looks up. Who's he got down there? Salter and Co. Over the back. Here's a chance for the Brighton Robins if it sits for Salter. Salter around the corner across the face of goal. And that one ends up at Mona.
I had a feeling Salter was looking for an option, but then when he did kick it, there was no option there. So a missed opportunity. I suppose it's hard sometimes with that tall. Salter took a couple of extra steps, Sydney Tubes, to steady, and that meant the angle became acutely more difficult. So throw up here. Barker and Mitchell have been competing pretty much. In fact, that's not Barker, that's Thomas. Thomas, neat little handball, finds Hayden. Hayden then tries to find some run in the middle of the ground. Barker, who was in the ruck before, misses him. Jones with the handball, kick into the middle, just falls in the front of the fingertips of Thompson. Salter. Hurry, pressure, Pate marks it, starting to get a little of the ball in the middle. Pate goes wide. Davey just holds, and that's allowed the Magpies just to get a bit back. Reasonable kick. Well, in the end, it was a great kick.
It was well left by Jacob Pate.
Thomas gets a lead from Salter. Now he's going to get though long left pocket at the back. Best position. Couldn't climb up and mark it. Barwick misses him. The punch out defence. Running into that one is Douglas. Can he hold it still? Now he can. Held up in the tackle, thrown away by Ford. And the resulting boundary line is probably the deserved result.
Well, that's just classic there of Brighton. We just saw the ball. There were 3-on-1 in favour of Brighton, and all three Brighton players, watch this, they all go at the footy. And it rolls out of bounds.
Energy committed, but yeah, you've really got to have that communication.
A little bit of talk. That's great work by Thomas. Thomas just handballs back in board. Davey, his handball goes out wider still to Millhouse. Millhouse goes long, too much on it for Salter, and reading the play beautifully, Aaron Percy does well.
You can see him there getting in front of me into that space.
Again, that's the kick that's ruined Brighton's chances so far in this game. They trail Brighton 8-6-54 Clermont 5-5-35.
I just wonder though, Tubes, those ones we talked a little bit about, is that feeling rushed when you're kicking it, so therefore you haven't practiced that enough, feeling rushed and making sure you still execute your technique, or is it the fact that they're not really sure where to kick it?
I'm not sure. Maybe there's a little bit more breeze out there than what we can feel in the lovely, safe confines of the Duff TV broadcast van.
I don't think it's that safe. We've got Martin Duffy hanging on top of the van filming, so he doesn't think he's that safe at the moment.
Jones's kick. That's a push in the back, maybe. Unfortunately for Brady Hayden, he had the ball in his arms. Over the top came the machine gun Hassett. So we'll see a ball up. Just forward to centre for Claremont on the far wing. Hassett got his kick away, kept it in somehow. Hayden got tackled by Hassett. Good second effort by that man. Can we get in on that haircut there, Duff? Number 46. Geez, a ripper. And there's been a free kick pulled out. It's going to Brighton. It'll be a free kick for the ruckman Barker. Score update around the grounds.
I'm just trying to search them at the moment.
I know that Lindisfarne are in front by 9 points at quarter time. Interesting pick up and kick by Lucas Green. Out towards Hassett and rolls out in front of Chappell. And we'll see a ball in. Is that Celia Picola over there? No.
It does look a bit Picola, doesn't it? Laughing as well.
Having a good time.
You would have met her a few times, I'm assuming, Tubes. You know, you're in that mix, aren't you, with those sort of people, aren't you?
Yeah, fingers in a lot of pies, Tubes.
I thought it was fingers in a lot of sauce.
Yeah, I got my fingers in sauce, that's for sure. The best sauce in the world, Jono's homemade. But we got another boundary throw in. So the sting out of this game a little bit. A few stoppages. Thompson trying hard. Got it back towards Davey. Davey missed the mark. Out it comes now. Hayden got it back to Salter. Salter a long way from home. Sends it long and deep towards Johnson. Over the back. Here's a chance for Bangura. Coming out to meet the footy. That was good from Jetson. He threw it away and then got it back. Quick handball up there by Julian Pangazi. And we'll see a ball up. Oh, Jetson just throwing a little bit of push and shove around.
Yeah, you're right. The sting, it just has drifted out of this game. But let's hope Brighton get a goal back here. They're 19 points down the Jackson Motor Company scoreboard. Ruck contest. Straight to Hayden. Hayden kick. He's done the same thing. He's coughed it up to Green. Green on half back. He's got Chappell in front of him, who's competed hard all day. Now this is advantage here again to Hayden. Gee, it's a good mark at the back there, Hayden. The kick didn't help over the top of Hassett. Hayden will go to the middle. Howlett's the man there. He had Ferguson running, so Ferg's there. He decides to go a little longer, up to half forward. Goes over the fingertips of Ford. Bangura goes into half forward. Climbing up, Blair. Couldn't get it. Goes again. Gets around one. Steadies. Right foot, banana, goal.
Oh, great stuff by Alex Blair. The man who I think can bring Brighton back into this match is right on screen there, Peach. He is a star of the SFL competition, and he's come down from Geelong, and he's really worked some magic in the SFL.
It's a beauty, isn't it? You just see the commitment here. So first of the couple of things that's great about this, and maybe a little bit of lapse defense. Good kick there from Bangura. Like, first of all, he nearly marks it and then he gets held. He beats one, gets around another, had pace, took the extra step instead. Yeah, he kicked the banana, could have kicked the normal drop punt, but his momentum probably meant that was the best option. He was confident all in. Get it through the goals. That's what you got to do, and Blair did it. Keeps Brighton in this game. 13 points, Tubes Taylor. That's not much.
No, Jackson Motor Company scoreboard, 19 minutes gone in the third term. Good fist down by Walker. Out it comes again. Salter's move into the middle is a good one. He kicks long, going deep down towards Chappell. Big fist from behind by Aaron Percy. And I tell you what, there's no better haircut on the ground than that bloke.
I thought it was the umpire before. You really are moving away. Hang on, what's going on here? Is he paying any money for Duff TV?
Get rid of that. Come on, that's disrespectful.
I must admit, though, Tubes went and visited me about a week and a half ago, and before he even said hello, he had a bottle of sauce in my hand. We've used half it already, mate. It's been going down a tree. So trying to win that one
embarrassing.
is Thomas. Oh, you're not embarrassed. You love the publicity. Thomas, dancing, bouncing, basketball style. Ball up. So the story tells us a goal here to Brighton, and they will have belief going into this last quarter. And they've certainly had 10 minutes of dominance here. Want another goal to feel like they deserve this one. Thomas, it might be a Green giving away a free kick, and it'll go to the other number 18, Thomas. So Green came over the top in that right contest. We're seeing a stack of free kicks today. So Thomas, the umpire's blowing the whistle again. I think we're waiting, or is it downfield? What's going on here? It's going to be in the square. So a 50-metre penalty. So it's going to be a goal to Thomas. It's going to be a goal to Brighton. They're within a kick and a bit. Late in this third quarter, didn't see what the 50-metre penalty was, but it looks like downfield Thomas. In fact, it's going to be downfield to Blair. So it actually was a genuine downfield free kick for something inside the box. Blair directly in front. Write this one down now.
Well, the commentator's curse from Pete Roberts. You'd expect him to get it through as the Seagulls fight over a chip, and the two footy sides are fighting over the result in this match. Alex Blair kicks his third. Not sure what it was for. It was obviously a downfield free kick to Alex Blair for holding. We didn't see it here on the Duff TV replay. The umpire's in the best spot, though.
Yep. And look, they've been really good all day, the umpires, and no doubt
they always are.
Byron Howard is feeling some belief in his team. Luke Potter has some work to do, and some work needs to be done. And you know what's happening, and we saw in the second quarter when Brighton started to get back into the game, middle of the ground, centre breaks or centre clearances. They're winning this area, and certainly the dominance of Barker in the ruck, but it's a run at the moment. You know, Dylan Ford's probably the most important player. Bangura dances over, knocks it out to Lewis.
Good tackle.
Shoved in the back. In fact, it's not Lewis, pushed in the ground. It's Pangrazi, and now it's Clermont away.
Up towards Jones, taking the mark nicely. Big Kyle. Kyle handballs off to Scott Jones. The Jones brothers, I assume, are brothers. Get it up towards Potter.
It's my sixth most common name in English language.
Chappell off to Salter. Salter goes long. He's got a man out there, and it's a nice mark taken for the Robins. Looking inboard. Gee, the kick's untoward. Barker, clever tap down. Now some time and space. Forward in the middle. He's got lots of space. They've got to put a bit of work into the number 6 for the Brighton Robins. The kick across the face of goal is to no one in particular. Jones does well out towards Howlett. Howlett does a good job just giving Chappell a bit of time and space, and that's out of bounds. Umpire's going to call a boundary throw-in.
Strange option then by Ford, wasn't it, to kick over towards Howlett? The thing is, he was actually going to his other side, and he turned, and he's actually the difference at the moment. Ford in the middle of the ground. He's having a cracker.
He certainly is. As it is 7 points the margin here in favour of Claremont. Jones, smart. Bangura taps it back. Excellent work down there on hands and knees from Simon Bryant. Chappell rather it was Salter that got it forward. Now a chance for Jones here as that one beats him over the line again.
You're right, though. Brian had 3 players to beat. He stayed on his knees and somehow managed to keep that one neutral out of bounds. So lovely, sunny, summery weather. It's about 19 degrees here in the northern suburbs, the home of the chocolate.
Yeah, Cadbury. Delicious stuff. Oh, I probably shouldn't mention it. You knew what, everyone knew what I was talking about. You were talking about.
Ford, quick kick this time. He's going to get back again here, Ford. He might need it back again.
Oh,
Kick,
smart.
oh, that's clever. Kicks off the ground. Potter juggles. In fact, yeah, it is Potter, sorry. Gee, that was luck. But, you know, get the ball moving forward. And we know Potter, as we see on the Midfield replay, there it is by Hassett. The left boot, Potter, and a one-on-one.
A little bit of falconry.
With Ross Randall. And we saw Potter 10 metres further back, kick a goal here at the end of the first quarter. The breeze is about the same. Let's have a look to see what he can do. Can he bend this right to left? Luke Potter, the captain. He's done it again, has he? How about that? You beauty. Potter's away. Potter's got 5.
Wow, brilliant stuff from Luke Potter. And that man on screen as well with him running past him, Dylan Ford. You're right. I mentioned Alex Blair, but I think Dylan Ford's the other man that holds the key for Brighton, the captain. What
yeah,
a
I think
beautiful
both of them,
kick.
isn't it? Yeah, they're both key to the momentum. But that's, yeah, he knows that. I bet he's kicked a few at training, hasn't he? And he's on the move too. He'd be a very valuable player.
Well, there's talk. I'm sure they'd love to keep him here at Claremont.
There's certainly whispers from some of the reserves guys that felt he was going.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I feel like if the reserves guys know, then he probably has announced it. But we don't want to ruin any story. But I know that the footy rumours from late September through to December are rubbish, aren't they? Most of them.
Oh, it's all good.
Who are you playing for next year?
I'm going to have a crack with the Toronto Dingoes, I reckon, or the Etobicoke Kangaroos. Maybe the Broadview Hawks over in the Canadian League.
Yeah.
Who knows if I can get there. COVID. Anyway.
You might get a COVID permit, national COVID permit.
Oh, you'd think. Oh.
So I'll go here. We've got Barker in the ruck. Mitchell with his left hand over the top wins that one. Morrison bashes it up to half forward. Pangrazi then tackles after he misses the handball.
That was smart work by Mitch Walker to get his foot to the ball.
Crossan might be in trouble here. Crossan's going to be holding the football. Jackie Crossan, he's not happy either. hang on. He's got a free kick. It's gone the other way. So it was, he got what he wanted. He was high. Crossan goes out to the left. Now they're setting up here. There's a couple of players further up. I reckon just get it high. Where's Potter? He's getting rest. He's going to get a free kick. Randall held his left arm. Randall dragged him back. Potter in the Potter corner.
Potter pocket.
The Potter pocket, the Potter corner. Potters are us. There's a hold on the Midfield replay. Potter from 40 metres. Slightly better angle than the last 2 that he's kicked from here. He knows exactly where to put the football. Now let's just sit back and watch Luke Potter make this very difficult for the Brighton Robins in the last quarter. Although they are finding their mojo, these late couple of goals, if this one does go through, Luke Potter.
And they're fit too, Brighton.
What do you reckon, Tubes? That
like
looks fantastic again, Luke Potter. A little purple patch from him, 2 goals in a minute. 3 goals in that pocket. And he's got the lead back out again.
A Potter purple patch from the Potter pocket.
The beauty.
For a 6-pack. He's got 6, the big fella. We've loved watching him here at Duff TV. He's one of the Duff TV favourites.
He's very much part of the entourage, isn't he?
Lee Thompson there on screen, a little upset. And there's our mullet man, the boundary umpire. He's doing a wonderful job. Luke Potter, pretty happy with his work too.
So Potter the difference. Blair was trying hard. Dylan Ford in the middle. Couple of minutes have gone towards Claremont and they've made all the running. Another blow of the whistle in a ruck contest. Chappell, he's won it, just held.
In fairness, they were both holding there. I just think that Jackie Crossan had a little bit too much of the jumper.
He'd hold us more. Bungara turns. That's a good kick out to space. Salter. Nice. Good kick, wasn't it?
Well, that's as good as they've looked today, Brighton, and it took a good mark from Bangura, Big Joey.
That was neat football.
And a smart kick.
Look at the replay. So all the space to the skinny side, I think they call it, into that little gap, and you can run on and get it. and this to respond. So Connor Salter, 35, directly in front.
It's fading.
I think that's just gone left late. Yes, gee, missed opportunity.
I didn't like the way he was moving the footy when he walked in.
Nervous, you reckon?
Yeah, yep.
Could be his style, but yeah. So back half here, can't be much long in this quarter. We did have the power go out differently, but they still kept going. That's a great mark. Gee, he's been great today, Walker. Gets a stack of the ball. Just that wobbly kick at times, but that's a beauty. Some run here late from Claremont as they pushed this lead back out after a comeback from Brighton. Dancing around as Lewis on the mark. Siren goes, 3/4 time here at Abbotsfield Park. And a late surge from Potter. And they've given Claremont a nice little advantage of 3 goals here in the Jackson Motor Company scoreboard in what was probably the best of the 3 quarters. We had a flat spot for 4 or 5 minutes, but a really good 20 minutes of football either side of that. All the running, though, from Brighton to get back in this game.
So that is 3/4 time. It is Claremont 10-6-66, leading Brighton 7-6-48. Goal kickers for the Pies. The only multiple goal scorer down there for Claremont is Luke Potter with 6 to his name. Jack Crossan, Michael Badcock, Will Byers and Bailey Bester with 1 each. For the Robins, 3 to Alex Blair, singles to Dill Ford, Brody Johnson, Sam Thomas and Connor Salter. It is a 18-point margin in favour of the Mont, and they picked
Thompson
that
kicks
back
goes further forward. The ball
to the Robins by 1 point after a 19-point margin at half time. We'll take a quick break here on Duff TV. Of course, thanks to our sponsors for making our live stream possible: EIS Property, ID Clothing, Bennett's Petroleum, Mood Food, and of course Jackson Motor Company. We'll be right back with the 4th quarter live from Claremont and Brighton at Abbotsfield Park. As I stumble across my words, might need a beverage here at 3/4 time. We'll be right back.
Are you thinking of selling your home? We have buyers ready to go. Mr. and Mrs. H are looking for a 2 to 3 bedroom home in the northern suburbs. They would love a lock-up garage and a fairly level block. They have up to $550,000 to spend. If your home fits that description, call me, Alison Rogers at EIS Property.
Come on, Kyle, harden up, mate.
Bit dusty there, buddy.
Hot down, pal. Looks like it's your lucky day, but
Bisley Workwear. We've got you covered.
In today's world of self-service, it's nice to know that there's still a place where you can sit back and relax. Bennett's Driveway Service, now at Snug, Lerner Valley and Sandy Bay. For more than 40 years, Bennett's Petroleum has been there for all Tasmanians.
All it does is call. And when you hear it, then it's up to you to act. Know your limits and come back for them later. Forget yesterday and tomorrow. Be here now. Drive to the edge of the map and then drive further.
Are you thinking of selling your home? We have buyers ready to go. Mr. and Mrs. H are looking for a 2 to 3 bedroom home in the northern suburbs. They would love a lock-up garage and a fairly level block. They have up to $550,000 to spend. If your home fits that description, call me, Alison Rogers at EIS Property.
Come on, Kyle, harden up, mate.
Well, final term about to get underway here. It is a 3-goal margin, 18 points in favour of Claremont. And I know for a fact, Peach, that Brighton are very, very fit. We can see the Claremont Footy Club sponsors up on screen.
I had a chat to a couple of reserves players for Claremont, and I just mentioned maybe they just flattened out a little bit after having a massive pre-season, and maybe their pre-season was a fraction too long, and they're didn't get a chance to taper off. So you might be right. Brighton might have the legs here to stay in this game. Plenty going on around footy in Tassie. I know the Duffhead van's getting on the road for a little bit, but we've got SFL, massive SFL weekend next week. What's going on? We've got the Signet score yet. I think Signet are up by a kick, weren't they, early against Hobart?
Oh, no idea. But we're more worried about this game here at Abbotsfield Park. I know that Lindisfarne are in charge over at Anzac Park. As that one comes down, spinning out of trouble there, trying hard, was Brady Hayden. He's got a hold of the footy now. Now he's got some time. He looks out wide. He's got Ford. Ford takes the mark in front of Ratatat Hassett. That's a little high one. A lot of work here. Good fist down. It's punched away. Nicely done. Picked up and kicked by Bester. Bester can't quite get a hold of it. Johnston got his kick away just. High up and under. And a strong mark. Wow, Rossi Randall.
How good was that by Randall? That was unbelievable.
Wow.
That ball was floating. It was high.
It was rank, wasn't it?
It was a ripping mark. I'll see how good this mark is on the Midfield replay. It was a good kick coming in, but Randall's not in the best position. He was not in the right spot ever to mark that.
Just read it beautifully, didn't he?
Absolutely stunning mark.
And the backman come forward, might be able to peg this margin back to just 12 points. In he comes, Rossi Randall. He's happy with it. The flex too from Ross Randall. And that's the first goal of the final term. And the margin back to 12 points.
How much did they like that? Did they? The Robins. The Robins are back in town. Well, they're back in Clermont anyway. And they're within a couple. Two kicks the difference. And they're, this is the, number 9 and, or I should say number, the last, second and third last team. Or I should say last and the third last. They are red hot here in this game. They want to win. And Randall's kick. A bit of movement going on. Typical backman movement. I call it very busy, but actually it's not a bad kick, Randall. Generally on the run, so in the middle. The Ruckers are again, they've got each other. Walker with it. Claremont struggling to get the ball out of the middle of the ground. In best position, Johnston couldn't mark it. Still in there, a little hold then on Bird. It's gone back to the middle. Barker in best position, misses it. Coming over the top is Ford. Now there's a player here. Now Bungar, just over the top of his fingertips. It would have been nice if he had been got such a good use of the ball. Now he goes in and lays some pressure and forces the ball back over the boundary line in front of Green. So good result for Brighton, right in front of The Duff TV commentary position, Martin Duffy hanging on gamely on top of the band at the moment. He's shaking a little bit. The boundary throw in. Walker fancied him. Ford on his left. Floats in. Randall again. Couldn't mark it. Snap out of the pack. Rolling. Goal.
Johnson.
Brodie Johnston's kicked, I think it's his second, isn't it?
Yep.
And his most important. And you could see the drama as that ball bounced and accelerated towards the goals. Brodie Johnson with one. A hugely important 6-pointer. And we'll see on the Midfield replay. Walker's tap was odd. And then the little floater, which is often dangerous. Randall nearly again. They call it front and centre, Tubes Taylor, where you always were. And banged a goal in front of Stacey.
Yeah, well done there to Ross Randall, just creating a contest, and the boys on the Brighton bench are up and about. Claremont looking for answers, back in the middle, punched away, out it comes. Here's a chance for Douglas. We haven't called his name all that often. Now a chance for Parangazi, and that one's a tackle, and it's a baller. So the margin now just 6 points, 10-6-66. Claremont, Brighton 9-6-60. A 6-point margin in favour of the home side on the Jackson Motor Company scoreboard. Nice on kick, good mark there to our man Ferg Morrison. Ferg kicks it up and goes longer still. He's got a man down there in Douglas. Douglas just gets tainted by the bounce. And it goes out of bounds.
Tainted by the bounce. It was a good kick though by Morrison, wasn't it? It was into a little bit of area and just needed to maybe run on a bit quicker, Douglas, but yes, tainted by the bounce.
I don't know what
it's that the lyrics of like a 1980s like grunge rock band or maybe Manchester band or something. So we've got to throw in here. Barker in front. Mitchell then gets to front. Then he gets it back. He decides, no, a handball or two. Got to kick it.
Don't mind the chaos.
Yeah, that's okay. Johnston gets it around, gets to 50, turns and turns and turns. Blair! Beauty from Blair. That's a super mark. And this game's turned back towards Brighton, but do not discount Claremont. But Blair at the moment can make it all level pegging. Look at that leap from Blair. He's got the hops. He had the hops in front of Stacey, who's been terrific. And you imagine directly in front. Shouldn't have too much trouble.
In he comes, Alex Blair from right in front. He's pretty happy about it. Scores are level.
And you always know someone's definitely going to kick a goal because Martin Duffy knows, and he only zooms in on the kick. He doesn't even flick across to the umpire. So we can see the celebrations here. And we'll see on the Midfield replay the confidence of the kick, the confidence of the production from Martin Duffy. The cameraman confidence. You called him. You actually called him 5 minutes before he would be an important player before this game started, and has.
Mate, I love watching my SFL footy. I know my players.
You live and dream for this, don't you?
Oh, I love it.
You are 7 days a week of SFL football, delving into the tiny idiosyncratic natures of each player. Has been called for stalking on a couple of occasions, but that's okay.
Out it comes out the back here. Good attack on the footy from Claremont in the form of Richards. Again, tackled hard. I think that could be Brady Hayden at the bottom of the pack.
What did Blair have for dinner last night?
Not at all. It's Bax Lewis. I'm not sure what he had for dinner. KFC, our bucket. Good one again. Hassett got it out. Crossins kick around the corner. Goes to no one in particular. Thomas. Gee, Byron Howard's been working the magnets pretty hard today. Bangura out here in the pocket. Goes short. Forward with a double grabber. And then says, there's the mark there. Ratatat Hassett. Now this one's out of bounds on the full.
Yeah, Blair as well in the lead up. Yeah, disappointing kick. And sometimes maybe not the best place to lead up. Is it straight into that deep, deep pocket on the right-hand side here at Abbotsfield Park.
The Peanut Gallery having a little go at there, Dylan Ford. So the free kick will come in from the pocket.
Tell you what, I think the effects mic's nicely turned up, directly into the...
That's a dangerous kick. Morrison across the front. Bester got his handball away. It's going to work out okay here to Scott Jones with some time and space. Goes long, out towards Badcock. Will it sit for him? He taps it on nicely and it pops up into his arms. Going back, short ones on here. Salter. Salter from half forward. Now that's 50.
No.
Yeah, no, he's over the mark there. He swung around there and Salter stopped and pointed. You can't walk over the mark until they call play on. That's 50.
To be fair, sometimes you don't know, do you? I mean, the umpires are really good at communicating on where you've got to be. No doubt the umpire was saying got to get back. But the umpire was about 40 metres from the player. Gee, I don't know. I think a few coaches in the AFL have said that should only be 25 metres, and I actually totally agree.
Salter goes back and gets his first. That is Caden Salter. And now the margin back to 6 points in favour of Clermont.
No one a high five either. He just wandered around. He had no one to turn. He turned to high five. No one was there. Now he gets a couple of high fives.
Should have run up and gave him a high five himself.
Should have given a high five to the umpire. But anyway, the umpire's been fabulous. The game's been great. It is spring weather. We have got the sniffer finals action away next week. Some manipulations of the final ladder positions to occur. Huonville will finish on top. Where will Hobart, where will Cygnet, and where will New Norfolk finish? It's up for grabs. These two teams. Mad Monday, Mad Tuesday. Barker, Chappell out of the middle. Another win for the Robins. Blair in front, pushed in the back. No, said the umpire. Barwick was all over him. Randall one way. Dishes out a handball, back to Blair. Scoops it up. Looks further afield. The kick is okay. It's sort of dangerous. Bangara, he'll be clever with his hands. He handballed into the legs, unfortunately, of Corey Jetson. Bangara again. Wins the football. Gets some space. Oh, he decides to handle last minute. A goal to Ford. It was complicated. It was convoluted. Still 6 points.
Wow. Dylan Ford second. The fourth of the term for Brighton. And the margin is back to an even keel. Claremont 11-6-72. Brighton the same. 8 minutes gone in the fourth term. Here's the Midfield replay.
How about this handball from Bangara? But how about this, though? So he beats one. He roughs out of Green's hands. Bit of space, arches the back, and then I'm going to handball it. Ford, that's centimetre perfect, isn't it? It was great.
They're both pretty happy about it too.
Weren't they ever? Because if it hadn't gone wrong, it would have looked silly. But a cracker, it's level again, seesawing affair. Chappell dashes in front of himself. We've got the scores coming up, do we, Tubes?
Yeah, I'm just
going to read them out?
No, not just yet.
I'm excited by it. Yeah, okay. All right, Chappell against. He's been good. Drag without the football. He'll get a free kick. Geez, he's been good. Someone said he dropped it. Well, he did because he didn't have it though either. Not bad.
Can't drop it if you don't have it, Peach.
Richards, yeah, that's what I mean. Salter. Claremont with the ball back. Turned around the corner by Bester. Chappell again. He's having an absolute blinder at the moment. He's everywhere. Pate will just bang it on the boot. Looking for Blair.
Good work.
Wrong position. Wonderful work by Braden Barwick.
Yeah, Barwick will take the footy from the deep in the full-back position. His kick's a good one. Gee, it's dangerous, though. There's a couple out here for the Mont. Coming out to meet it was Simon Bryant. Bryant's kick goes longer afield. Looking for Salter. He does well. Ridden pretty hard there by Howlett. So it's centre wing. Right centre wing, if you like. His kick goes up and high, and Barker sits underneath it and takes the double grabber.
Been good to Barker, hasn't he? I mean, he's not bad around the ground as well for a tall lad.
I was going to say both Ruckman, Mitch Walker and Barker have both been very, very good. Over the head here. Chance now for Green. Green's handball comes out the back here. Walker. Walker goes to Jetson. Jetson gets tackled but got his kick away. Morrison will gobble this one up. Has a chance now, runs on. Short one down to Rossi Randall. Can't quite get under the footy again. They're just kicking it over the top. Nice tackle laid down there by Brady Hayden. We'll see a ball up on half forward. Now quickly, three-quarter time scores around the grounds. New Norfolk, 10-14-74 leads Sorrel, 9-7-61. 13 points the margin there.
Wow.
Brighton and Clermont, we know. Cygnet will get home. They're 67 points in front of Hobart. And Lindisfarne and Dodgers Ferry, it's a 9-point margin at half-time.
Dodgers Ferry, the unknown, aren't they?
Salter in, deep, long, going for the lead. He's got it.
Great call, Tubes Taylor. Magic goal, magic commentary, and the magic lead here for Brighton. They're up by a goal, and that's their first lead in the game.
Wow. So Clermont have led for nearly 100 minutes in this game.
They're flat at the moment, Clermont. You called it. The run of the Robins.
How's this for a goal? The old 1-2.
Look at this from Bangara again. Great pickup. So look where the Clermont players. I mean, Connor Solder he dropped it twice, still had time to get it, and still had time to kick it. They gained 70 metres.
That's what he can do to you, Connor Solder. So Dylan Ford's brought him back into this game with his run and carry, and he's carrying the whole team on his back too. They're up and about the Robins. Who's going to stand up for Claremont, as that's a free kick?
Throw, is it?
It is. Well, Rat-a-tat-tat has it. Unfortunately, gives away the free kick to Salter.
Yep, so short. Finds Richards. Had a good last quarter. Late into this game. Richards kicks high. It's a bit awkward and should be marked here by the Claremont defender, Lucas Green. He's on defensive side. Chip's kick to the runner and found a teammate further afield. Is that 50?
Yep.
He's faked it. Caden Salter's taken the mark, and then his opposition player says, oh, I've got cramp. That's why I smacked him in the back. So 50-metre penalty has been about 7 or 8 today. So Salter tries to belt it, looking for Potter. Potter's not in the best position. Can be picked up here by Thompson. Kick off the ground by Millhouse. Misses him. Millhouse again. Potter free kick. It's off the ball here. Thompson's into it. I think it's a free kick to him for a high.
I've heard from numerous players around the SFL that you do not want to get in a fight with Lee Thompson because he is one of the strongest men in the SFL.
Yeah.
That's just rumours.
No. He looks strong from here, but I'm a weakling, so... Pate. I was a chirp and run, my style. Get the ball, chirp and run, and get away from all the hard men. Pate goes high. Up to centre half forward. It's a bumping looking kick, and Johnstone high, climbing. Gets a lead from Blair. Blair nearly fell into him off his fingertips. Defensive work required. Walker. Dangerous from Walker though, but it's nearly kind of won out by him. Bungara on the outside here. Gets tackled by 1. Tries to win it out. Does get his boot to it. Then gets tackled by 2. Umpire said high. How about that?
He's smiling too.
We're going to see it too.
We saw
Salter. There's a lot of salt and pepper going on, mostly in my hair. But that's going to be a free kick here to Salter. And he's certainly thinking, whenever you tuck the mouth guard into the underpants, you're going to go back and have a shot. He's 40 out, right pocket. The wind may just help steady it. Right goalpost is where he'll need to aim this one. Let's see what happens.
Right in front of the camera too. He's told about
Connor Salter's been delicious.
Oh, happy about it too, Connor Salter. But it's a behind.
Yeah, I'm going to say, the umpire tricked. Well, it looked like a behind from here, but the umpire tricked us all because he did tap his left chest.
Handy point, Peach.
Very handy. So it's a kick and a little bit. We're 14 gone. And there's the cramp starting to set in. It's probably the warmest day of football we've had all year by a long way. Most of these players will be used to this probably being a grand final day in the Southern Football League. Grand final day some time away. It's in October. It's a bit rare. Potter, clever, works his man underneath it, and he ran out of bounds. Now Potter's going, did I? I think you did. Or it's actually a free kick. No, it's actually going to be a little push out, so against Salter. So everything going the way of the Robins at the moment, and no one on the mark, so he just plays on. Nearly grabbed by Chappell. Wins it off his own hands. Kicks in towards the pocket. Needs to bounce nicely for Salter. It doesn't. Over the boundary line, and guess what? They're back in it again, and there goes Johnston. He's loving every moment of it. There's a little bit of feeling in that contest. I imagine the umpire, your favourite, he's actually handed the ball back straight to Scott Jones, who said, no, it's not mine, it's someone else's. It's going to be Connor Walker. So Connor Walker won a free kick. Now he's got a 50. That was a nothing. That ball went out of bounds, and now it's a 50-metre penalty. So it keeps Clermont in this game.
Undisciplined stuff there, unfortunately, for
Tell you
Brighton.
what, Byron Howard's been in trouble with the umpires and the tribunal this year. Let's hope he's keeping his calm and he's got a filter on whatever he's saying.
Well,
he'd be annoyed with that one.
You got fair insight into it, haven't you, Peach, in your role at AFL Taz, as that kick comes forward from Stacey. This is Simon Bryant, who goes long, deep, looking for crossing.
We don't mind passion, though, do we, Chiefs? We love the passion.
Gee. Where is he?
There he is, just at the front there, towering over a couple of runners there, the policeman. Loved in this community, though. Stuff he's done with PCYC out in this community.
Oh,
I've been in and out of this community for many years working. It's been fantastic. So, a very much loved figure. Love to see him back in the footy.
Walker across the top of his head. He will go back and butter up here. Out it comes now for Pate. Pate gives it off to Thomas. Thomas can't get his kick away because it's smothered. Now a bit of candy sold there by Potter. He's in trouble as he ducked
high,
into
though?
the tackle. Umpire said yes, high tackle.
How was
sure.
How was Sam Thompson's reaction there?
Yep.
That's a free kick, isn't it, Tubes? Like, that has to be high.
I mean, he did duck, but he sold the candy first and then ducked into it.
I don't know. Like,
I don't know.
I reckon that's...
Oh, they're upset about it, the Brighton boys. Anyway, Potter will take his kick, sends it long. Who's down there for Claremont? Big fly in front. Jones can't get his kick away. Thompson at the bottom of the pack. And Salter is there as well with Jack Crossan. And we'll see a ball up.
See, there's a bit of feeling in this one late, isn't it? It's great. What a cracking... Who would have thought would have come to... I knew coming to this game was going to be a Bobby Dazzler.
You said.
you don't lie here. You couldn't even know what you're going to make up, did you?
No.
You thought about, I'm going to say something here, but you couldn't even bring your own truth. This kid's just hacked out now. It goes up towards half back now. Randall tries to win the footy.
Gee, I've loved his last quarter.
Wow, what a versatile player. Kicks up towards centre half forward. Blair in best position. Misses him. Salter, 50 metres out. Driving towards goal. Driving to the left, to behind. What a teaser.
It was Johnson, actually.
Johnson, was it?
Yeah. But I like the game of Rossi Randall. What a move to pop him up forward. So now a chance for Claremont to reset. He's got a man in the middle in Hassett. He decides to just hold on to the footy here. Umpire's called him to play on. Barwick, no one really wants the footy. They're all running away from it. So in comes Ratatat Hassett. Now a chance for Bangura off the ground there from Bester. Now a chance for Pate. Can he seal it? He sends it long and home. He sprayed it though.
Geez, he rushed it a bit, Pate. And I remember chatting to Matt Smith about him when he was coaching a few years ago and said he's a ripping lad. Got super skills, but now and again just rushes. He had an opportunity to dob a goal then. Did have some pressure, and you could see him winding up like a little cartoon character. So struggling here, Clermont, to find a way out. Called to play on again. The kick's not great because it's straight to Ford. What a mark by Ford. What a quarter he's had. What an inspiration he's been for his team. And I reckon, once again, the mouth guard goes into the underpants. He's going to have a shot on goal. Take some seconds off the clock.
Yep.
Probably not.
I just want to see the work here. It was good work by Salter, and he's called to play on. Salter's just popped it up to the top of the square, flying high. Walker!
I feel like Walker was marking it like a full forward, came back and kick a goal.
Oh, it was good stuff by Walker. His kick goes out wide. Now a chance for no one because it's going to bounce.
I love Walker's game. William Leach medalist, but he has not hit a target today.
Oh, that's a rough call.
I don't reckon he's hit a target today. He's had a good game of football, brilliant mark, wonderful athlete. Kick has not hit a target.
Well, we'll see how we go. That's a strong mark from Walker. Poor old Aaron Percy there. He's pinched. Tackled by Hayden. See another ball up. Walker's on his haunches here.
Well, I don't reckon he's stopped rucking all day, has he?
No. It's a 9-point margin in favour of Brighton. Barker, clever, forward, quick. Short one's on here. Howlett, I beg your pardon, it's Chappell. And he'll go back and have a look at him. Gee, I'll tell you what, if it was Jack Crossan, I'd back him home.
I'm just wondering who's running on Chappell at the moment because
Luke Potter.
I feel like he's just run by himself, hasn't he? He's got a player in the middle of the ground. Look, the kick was there, but it didn't work. Hayden didn't get it.
No, Bester just chops it off.
So, back out to half forward. Barker in best position. Chappell coming over the top. And sorry, that's Howlett. Punched out of the hands there by Douglas. And gone out of bounds.
Like Sam Thomas's game too.
Yeah, it's been great, hasn't he? Like, covers the ground really well. Good decision maker. Been involved a lot in there. You can see Mitchell Walker really sucking the oxygen in, trying to find. He's into the red zone. Star player of this competition. Kicks out of the pack. Pate marks it in best position, just in front of Cole Jones. He's looking for a lead up. He's got one in the middle from Randall. Then he kind of goes back to where it came from. Barker just got dragged to the ground somehow. Not sure how that happened. Hambles over the pop. Chappell in there. He won't get it first. And run now from Clermont.
Bosworth got his kick away. Gee, it's untoward. It lands in the arms of Salter. Salter plays on quickly. The short one's on. Blair coming out at the footy. Nice fist from behind by Barwick. Good work by the Clermont defence. Now a chance out here for this man, Bailey. And Davey, rather.
Davey was, geez, he was in trouble, Davey, wasn't he?
Badcock gets the short kick on.
Do you reckon there's a little bit of just Just a few players out there. It's a bit sore at the moment. Chips up. And coming over the top is Ford. Reckon to settle things down. There's still, what do you reckon, 7, 8 minutes. They've been going about 28 minutes, haven't they? So
yep.
Ford goes short into the pocket.
Oh, what a pickup.
Gee, that was great by Johnston. Floats one in, but best position is Barwick. Drops a mark, unfortunately by him. Douglas in there, lays a tackle. The player did not have the football. That's sloppy, isn't it?
That's an instinctive tackle there by Alex Blair. The cross is on if you like, but Barwick decides against it. Short one he does in the end, goes to Bosworth. Marks it in the short. It's got Walker on. Geez, overcooked it. Walker just fists it back towards his teammate in Green. Green handballs back to Walker. Walker with a nice long right foot kick, but it's out on the full.
Just had those two kicks out there, you just see probably in a slightly higher level. Well, these guys don't train as much. The first kick is actually kicked so the player's allowed to play on, so then they can run on and play on and then get it to the next person.
Gee, that's a good kick. Ford's got one out wide if he needs. He goes in that direction now. Douglas with some time and space. Bangura in the middle. He's got Thompson too. Instead he goes towards Johnson. Johnson does well and that's paid the mark.
Byers, great mark, wasn't it?
Yeah, really good by Byers.
So Byers now. Short option Jones. Jones short as well. Running pass was crossing. Just holds it, does Kyle Jones. Doesn't really know what he's doing, and he's probably handballed to a player who's, I think, a right footer. So strange football from Clermont. They've just lost a bit of their mojo. Douglas.
Davey. He's going to get caught here.
Well, Davey got caught a minute ago, but he didn't get caught then. They've all stopped running. Davey up to Blair. Blair swings high, slips to the ground. Barwick slops up. Barker then runs in to provide some pressure. Handball over the top. They're cool for now.
Barwick stopped a couple today, and that kick comes out for Walker. Walker drops it. Now the handball's on. He turns around and goes over the top to Green. Green just sells a little bit of dummy and goes back inboard. Now down towards Morrison and co. Morrison, so strong. Plays on quickly with a nice worm burner down towards the ruckman in Barker. It's a little overcooked, and it goes into Byers' hands.
Byers now with a bounce. Oh, slow, low, and just not great. And just got one on the side of the head as Davey. And he looks a little sore. Oh, sorry, in fact, it's not Davey. It's Connor Salter, who's had a terrific, maybe Connor Salter just saying, slow things down a little bit. Maybe 4 minutes left with 2 goals up on the Jackson Motor Company's scoreboard. It's been a great comeback here from Brighton as the legs have run out of Claremont. They're just so high deciding to hold it. Douglas kick is wobbly. Blair in front position, swings off Barwick, gets a little hold. Geez, that free kick, I mean, it's technically there. You can't accidentally grab a jumper. Barwick did grab the jumper, and Blair will line up to seal it for Brighton.
Wow.
And no team last year in the seniors, Tubes. They've now won 2. They might win a 3rd here today. This kick will confirm it. Here is the hold there. It's technically there.
Yep.
Don't grab the jumper. You got to actually lay a tackle. I suppose that was more congested. So Blair from the pocket, we've seen some beauties today. Loads it up. Swinging back. That might do it for the Robins. You beauty. Brighton now with a commanding lead. They've come from behind. They hit the front in this last quarter, and they've extended their lead as the Clermont's legs are maybe thinking about 2021 or even cricket season.
Well, Peach, I think you're absolutely right, but 6 goals to Alex Blair in a game where they've just run over the top of Clermont. I think it's probably been a little bit of fitness for the Robins, and you can see Coach Byron Howard down there pretty happy.
Yeah, he's hugging one of the stalwarts, Adam Collis, a legend of Brighton. Terrific fella and a wonderful stalwart football player.
It's been a long, rough season for both of these clubs, and the uncertainty of what was happening at the start of the year has probably not benefited either of these clubs. They thought on, off, not sure. Some recruits sort of missed out. But we've seen that there's been some quality football played by both sides today, so the future is bright for the Clermont and Brighton footy clubs, regardless of the result or where they sit on the ladder in 2020.
Well, Brighton have a senior side and a senior coach. There you go. You've got a tick, really, compared to 2019.
Pate out the back. He's done a good job off half-back. Sends it long and deep now down towards Ford and Co. And Johnson reads it best.
He's kicked that 55, Pate. I mean, we mentioned that he's rushed a bit at times, but that was probably an option where just get it going forward, see what can happen. Johnston, great grab.
Well, if it wasn't game over before. A goal here will certainly spell the end for the Claremont Magpies, who Peach has alluded to will probably be looking for a new coach next year with the exodus of Luke Potter. In comes Brodie Johnson for his third. It's a nice kick off the boot, but it's fading right through from behind.
So used to success, Clermont, aren't they? They're a team of success. Brighton's been probably decades since they had their, well, around about a decade since they had really strong side. You imagine Claremont with such a good junior foundation won't be too far away soon.
How was that sharked? And in goes Rossi Randall. Umpire says no free kick, possibly there for Ross.
Is that nearly a mark to Randall? Did he control that one? He's had a huge second half, Ross Randall. He's been one of the catalysts. Blair's the other with a high five. Bungara's been great. Ford, I know you do the ID clothing player of the match, Tubes Taylor. I've got a sneaking suspicion it might be, but I don't ever know. I can never, you know, your rhythm is uncontrollable at times, so you play it. Percy of your own mind.
Yeah, that's right, Peach. Out it comes for Bangura. He just knees it forward, and you can't do that. It's holding the footy.
It's a bit unlucky, isn't it? Because he actually kind of spilt in the tackle, and sometimes you get away with that, but you're right. In the end, he didn't correctly dispose of it. And the Utes are leaving Claremont.
Are they?
There's 5 of them leaving at the moment. They're all JMC purchases, obviously.
Of course.
As they probably, that's a signal as Claremont. They're heading down to the local, to the Granada.
Simon Bryant gets his kick long. Good to see that Claremont haven't given up. Roving the pack nicely was Jones. Can't quite get a hold here. Out it comes the back now. A chance for Kobe McCauley, drilling it forward.
Let's hope
Big
Simon
fly by
Bryant's
Johnson.
playing for Mount
Here's
Pleasant
Blair
next year.
again. Blair gets his handball away just. Only as far as his opponent there in Percy. Percy spinning out of trouble. Good work from the Bush Ranger off to Jones. Jones goes over the top. Now a quick handball, and there's the siren. It's a big victory here to Claremont. To Brighton. 11-6-72. Claremont trail Brighton and lost to Brighton. 13-10-88. Goal scorers for the Pies. It was 6 to Luke Potter. And singles to Caden Salter, Jack Cross and Will Byers, Bailey Bester for the Robins. It was 5 to Alex Blair, 2 to Dylan Ford, 2 to Brodie Johnson, and 2 to Connor Salter, and then singles to Sam Thomas and Ross Randall. They run out victors. You can't kick 4 goals after half-time after having an 18-point lead at half-time there, Peach, and expect to win a game of footy.
One hand up the top, Luke Potter. Look, I think this game was very even all day. Claremont probably in the first 40 minutes had a lot of the play, but Brighton were really competitive in that first quarter, but couldn't find an avenue to score. You're right, you said about 15 minutes in that Byron Howard had got the magnets out and made some movements. I reckon each one of them, nearly each one of them worked. A treat, Salter moving around, Randall into the forward 50, had a big impact, and that allowed someone like, I think the most influential in the second half, Dylan Ford, to really reap the benefit of Barker in the ruck. They did some good defensive work on other players, and we saw the movement from Clermont. They got crossing into the ruck. Potter mover was away from the football and able to get their running game going forward. It was super entertaining. It was a fabulous way to end the season for both these teams in a cracking game of football. Brighton came from a distance. So many good players we want to mention, just really quickly. I thought Millhouse was excellent. Matty Howlett had a bit of the ball. Dylan Ford, we mentioned, was fantastic. Brodie Johnston, I really liked his game. Sam Thomas, we mentioned throughout. Joseph Bangara just did not give up. He was outstanding. Connor Salter's a little bit of class. Kicked the running goal, was fantastic. And probably Fergus Morrison, who we talk a little bit about, you know, we love his game. Such a good decision maker. He was critical throughout for Brighton. And what a game for them, and maybe for Claremont, Tubes.
For Pies, I thought Jackie Crossan battled manfully all day, as did Luke Potter. Corey Jetson was good, but I think he went... Something happened there in the last term. I'm not sure he was playing
I
down
actually
back.
think either he got lost or he's deep in the pocket. I'm not sure. I agree.
Jordan Stacey was very, very good coming into the side, but what a great game of footy. A 16-point margin in favour of the Robins, Peach, and what a treat it's been to have you back in the box, mate.
Hey, mate, lovely to come down. I've Elsie had the bub recently, so couldn't get out of the house for 6 weeks.
Congratulations on little Sophia. We haven't brought her up yet.
No, not on
Aaron's
that.
doing a wonderful job at home, no doubt. We'll take... The season now is done, Peach, and I think what it means is that...
Do we know where you are next? Do we know where Duff TV is next week?
I'm picking that we will be at Lindisfarne for Lindisfarne Hobart.
Is that what...
In the elimination final.
So Hobart finished 4th, Lindisfarne 5th, is that...
That's what I'm thinking. or we might even be up at the TCA. I'm not sure. We'll have to have a look.
So New Norfolk might have crept up, you reckon?
I think New Norfolk have got it over Sorrel today, and I know that Signet were well and truly in charge at three-quarter time.
I think Signet are going to get the win, so they'll get the double chance, won't they?
They will, and it'll be a big match regardless, and Huonville will end up on top.
Can't wait. Couple of weeks out.
Huge.
So we've got first week of finals. We've got a proper final, the McIntyre system with the top 5. A few other comps going with the new hybrid top 4, which is if you finish 4th, you can beat the top team and make it through to the grand final. Russell Young, well done to you. Full credit to all the work that he's done to ensure that we've got the McIntyre system going in the final 5 here.
Of course, we must, thank our sponsors all season for making our live streams possible, Peach. EIS Property, ID Clothing, and, of course, the Duff TV sponsors, Bennett's Petroleum, Mood Food and Jackson Motor Company. Who's going to be the ID Clothing player of the match? Well, you'll have to tune into the map a little bit later on and find out who that is for this week. But thanks very much, Peach. Well done to Jerry Martindale on the buttons. And Martin Duffy, the best cameraman in the state. There he is with his weird little thumbs down. He says, "You're a good man, Martin Duffy. My name is Tubes Taylor, but we will catch you next time at the footy. Until then, bye for now."
Thompson kicks, goes further forward. The ball drops out of Blair. Blair couldn't get it. Salter now dishes off the handball. Finds Hassett. Left boot by him. Good kick. Potter in front position. Ball spoiled. Just missed Salter. Salter again. Handballs out. Badcock steadies. Sausage roll time for Badcock. Was quality handball from Salter. And Badcock's finish in the right pocket was very neat indeed.
Let's not understate that contest by Potter. And it was a good effort. I think a fair bit of the problem with Brighton today has been they've just been overcooking their kicks, so a little bit too much pepper on them, and it's just sitting over the top of the hands of their teammates. Is this boundary?
So is it a bit about like the trajectory of the kick's been a little high at times?
Yeah, perhaps. So that one's one down. Out the handball comes now forward with a bit of space. He looks up. Which way does it go? Good wrestle down there, nicely done by Hayden. Hayden's handball came over the top to Douglas. He has to go back and get it now, Hayden. Hayden's a little bit in trouble here. Ford backed up. Now he's got some pace. If it sits for him, he can kick a goal, and he does. And he loves it. Dylan Ford with a goal.
Geez, he deserved that, Dylan Ford. He was involved in 2 or 3 parts of that passage. He kept running towards the back up here for Claremont. So Chappell hands the ball back. Feisty character. Had a very effective game of football. Walker out of position. Chappell crossing on him. Pate looked one way, then got pushed. It's play on him, Bungara. Pate didn't much like that one. He's getting some attention from Badcock and settling things down. Here's Thompson. They're still chatting as the ball's further afield. We'll go back to the action. So it's back in the middle. Pate's got it. Look at Pate. Well, I think the mark's about 10 metres back. So Pate actually plays on probably step in front of the mark, but it was allowed. Ford with some run. Ford's kick. Half forward, climbing up. Salter nearly marked it. Handball over the back. Still a chance for Hayden. Spinning out. And a lost opportunity there for the Brighton Robins. Kicked up to half back. Bird in there. Bangs onto his left. Just gets the ball cleared. Trying to find Salter. He'll get it now from the spilt mark. Salter has some pressure from Howlett. Diving onto the ground was Chappell. And the result of that will be a ball up.
Yeah, they just need to talk there, Brighton. They had it. This is the Pate attitude there. Poor old Michael Badcock saying he punched me in the lips, and the umpire said, no, 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 come with me, that's 50 anyway. Out it comes for Badcock. Quick kick over the top by Bird.
Now this is advantage here again to Hayden. Gee, it's a good mark at the back there, Hayden. The kick didn't help over the top of Hassett. Hayden will go to the middle. Howlett's the man there. He had Ferguson running, so Ferg's there. He decides to go a little longer, up to half forward. Goes over the fingertips of Ford. Bangara. Goes into half forward, climbing up, Blair. Couldn't get it, goes again. Gets around one, steadies. Right foot, banana, goal.
Oh, great stuff by Alex Blair. The man who I think can bring Brighton back into this match is right on screen there, Peach. He is a star of the SFL competition, and he's come down from Geelong. And I tell you what, there's no better haircut on the ground than that bloke.
I thought it was the umpire before. You really are moving away. Hang on, what's going on here? Is he paying any money for Duff TV?
Get rid of that. Come on, that's disrespectful.
I must admit, though, Tubes went and visited me about a week and a half ago, and before he even said hello, he had a bottle of sauce in my hand. We've used half of it already, mate. It's been going down a tree. So trying to win that one
embarrassing.
is Thomas. Oh, you're not embarrassed. You love the publicity. Thomas, dancing, bouncing, basketball style. Ball up. So the story tells us a goal here to Brighton, and they will have belief going into this last quarter. And they've certainly had 10 minutes of dominance here. Want another goal to feel like they deserve this one. Thomas, it might be a Green giving away a free kick, and it'll go to the other number 18, Thomas. So Green came over the top in that run contest. We're seeing a stack of free kicks today. So Thomas, the umpire's blowing the whistle again. I think we're waiting, or is it downfield? What's going on here? It's going to be in the square. So a 50-metre penalty. So it's going to be a goal to Thomas. It's going to be a goal to Brighton. They're within a kick and a bit. Late in this third quarter, didn't see what the 50-metre penalty was, but it looks like downfield Thomas. In fact, it's going to be downfield to Blair. So it actually was a genuine downfield free kick for something inside the box. Blair directly in front. Write this one down now.
Well, the commentator's curse from Pete Roberts. You'd expect him to get it through as the Seagulls fight over a chip, and the two footy sides are fighting over the result. Yeah, Capri. Delicious stuff. Oh, I probably shouldn't mention it. You knew what, everyone knew what I was talking about. You were talking about.
Ford, quick kick this time. He's going to get back again here, Ford. He might need it back again. Oh, that's clever. Kicks off the ground. Potter juggles. In fact, yeah, it is Potter, sorry. Gee, that was luck, but, you know, get the ball moving forward. And we know Potter, as we see on the Midfield replay, there it is by Hassett. The left boot, Potter, and a one-on-one.
A little bit of falconry.
With Ross Randall. And we saw Potter 10 metres further back, goal here at the end of the first quarter. The breeze is about the same. Let's have a look to see what he can do. Can he bend this right to left? Luke Potter, the captain. He's done it again, has he? How about that? You beauty. Potter's away. Potter's got 5.
Wow, brilliant stuff.
Now the setting up here, there's a couple of players further up. I reckon just get it high. Where's Potter? He's getting rest. He's going to get a free kick. Randall held his left arm. Randall dragged him back. Potter in the Potter corner.
Potter pocket.
The Potter pocket, the Potter corner. Potters are us. There's a hold on the Midfield replay. Potter from 40 metres. Slightly better angle than the last two that he's kicked from here. He knows exactly where to put the football. Now let's just sit back and watch Luke Potter make this very difficult for the Brighton Robins in the last quarter. Although they are finding their mojo, these late couple of goals, if this one does go through, Luke Potter.
And they're fit too, Brighton.
What do you reckon, Tubes? That looks fantastic again, Luke Potter. A little purple patch from him, 2 goals in a minute. 3 goals in that pocket. And he's got the lead back out again.
A Potter purple patch from the Potter pocket.
The beauty.
For a 6-pack. He's got 6, the big fella. We've loved watching him here at Duff TV. He's one of the Duff TV favourites.
He's very much part of the entourage, isn't he?
Lee Thompson there on screen, a little upset. And there's our mullet man, the boundary umpire. He's doing a wonderful, a rat-a-tat Hassett. That's a little high one. A lot of work here. Good fist down. It's punched away. Nicely done. Picked up and kicked by Bester. Bester can't quite get a hold of it. Johnston got his kick away just. High up and under. And a strong mark. Wow. Rossi Randall.
How good was that by Randall? That was unbelievable. Wow. That ball was floating. It was high.
It was rank, wasn't it?
It was a ripping mark. I'll see how good this mark is on the Midfield replay. It was a good kick coming in, but Randall's not in the best position. He was not in the right spot ever to mark that.
Read it beautifully, didn't he?
Absolutely stunning mark.
And the backman come forward, might be able to peg this margin back to just 12 points. In he comes. Rossi Randall. He's happy with it. The flex too from Ross Randall. And that's the first goal of the final term. And the margin back to 12 points.
How much did they like that? Did they? The Robins. The Robins are back. The Duff TV commentary position, Martin Duffy hanging on gamely on top of the band at the moment. He's shaking a little bit. The boundary throw in. Walker fancied him. Ford on his left. Floats in. Randall again. Couldn't mark it. Snap out of the pack. Rolling, rolling. Goal.
Johnson.
Brodie Johnston's kicked, I think it's his second, isn't it?
Yep.
And he's most important. And you could see the drama as that or something, so we've got to throw in here. Barker in front. Mitchell then gets to front. Then he gets it back. He decides, no, a handball or two, got to kick it.
Don't mind the chaos.
Yeah, that's okay. Johnston gets it around, gets to 50, turns and turns and turns. Blair! Beauty from Blair. That's a super mark. And this game's turned back towards Brighton, but do not discount Claremont. But Blair at the moment can make it all level pegging. Look at that leap from Blair. He's got the hops. He had the hops in front of Stacey, who's been terrific. And you imagine directly in front. Shouldn't have too much trouble.
In he comes, Alex Blair from right in front. He's pretty happy about it. Scores are level.
And you always know someone's definitely going to kick a goal because Martin Duffy knows, and he only zooms in on the kick. He doesn't even flick across to the umpire. So we can see the celebrations here. And we'll see on the Midfield replay the confidence of the kick, the confidence of the production from Martin Duffy. The cameraman confidence. You called him. You actually called him 5 minutes before he would be. No, said the umpire. Barwick was all over him. Randall one way. Dishes out a handball back to Blair. Scoops it up. Looks further afield. The kick is okay. It's sort of dangerous. Bangara, he'll be clever with his hands. He handballed into the legs, unfortunately, of Corey Jetson. Bangara again. Wins the football. Gets some space. Oh, he decides to handle last minute. A goal to Ford. It was complicated. It was convoluted. Still 6 points.
Rossi Randall can't quite get under the footy again. They're just kicking it over the top. Nice tackle laid down there by Brady Hayden. We'll see a ball up on half forward. Now quickly, three-quarter time scores around the grounds. Norfolk 10-14-74 leads Sorrel 9-7-61. 13 points the margin there.
Wow.
Brighton and Clermont we know. Signet will get home. They're 67 points in front of Hobart. And Lindisfarne and Dodgers Ferry, it's a 9-point margin at half time.
Dodgers Ferry the unknown, aren't they?
Salter in, deep, long, going for the lead. He's got it.
Great call, Tubes Taylor. Magic goal, magic commentary, and the magic lead here for Brighton. They're up by a goal, and that's their first lead in the game. It's technically there. You can't accidentally grab a jumper. Barwick did grab the jumper, and Blair will line up to seal it for Brighton.
Wow.
And no team last year in the seniors, Tubes. They've now won 2. They might win a third here today. This kick will confirm it. Here is the hold there. It's technically there.
Yep.
Don't grab the jumper. You got to actually lay a tackle. I suppose that was more congested. So Blair from the pocket, we've seen some beauties today. Loads it up. Swinging back. That might do it for the Robins. You beauty right to now with a commanding lead. They've come from behind. They hit the front in this last quarter.
And for Kobe McCauley, drilling it forward.
Let's hope
Big
Simon
fly by
Bryant's
Johnson.
playing for Mount
Here's
Pleasant.
Blair again. Blair gets his handball away just. Only as far as his opponent there in Percy. Percy spinning out of trouble. Good work from the Bushranger off to Jones. Jones goes over the top. Now a quick handball, and there's the siren. It's a big victory here to Claremont. To Brighton. 11-6-72. Claremont trail Brighton and lost to Brighton. 13-10-88. Goal scorers.